All in for 10k more. Lovely spot for him, Henry. Jack 10 suited.
Great spot. I don't even know if it's possible for him to lose his hand.
I think there are 3 flops he can lose on Henry. Let's just check the chart. King, king, deuce, 1 club. Quickly checks through 9 the turn. Well, Betbev picks up a gut shot draw.
Wow.
Doesn't materialize. The 2 5s will hold at showdown. Duffwire does 5s. Gonna do it. That is the end of Betbev. Has to flip the hand up because he's all in, Henry.
Yep.
But our man is gone in 8th place. Betbev, great game, my man. Obviously, had a pretty tough spot there with the ace queen suited. Henry definitely can't begrudge him jamming over an Urcan open and a Duffwire of 3-bet. Like a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
It worked.
Duffwire's all smiles. Betbev makes his way to pick up that 50k. Then there was 7. Baid as well. Henry, he's like the other days. He's laddering up. Guaranteed 61.8 now. As we close in on those 100k payouts. Top 4 get into the 6-figure club, but first prize at 377. Make no mistake, that's where they are all looking.
Any ladders about, boys and girls? 62k locked up. Yeah, look, Ferry's no stranger to laddering, right? Can fold 10s for 15 big blinds.
One of the best bolds of all time, Henry.
I mean,
some divine intervention.
That's one way of putting it. Sometimes you just, you know.
You just get a feeling running through your body.
Sometimes it just hits you.
Yeah.
It's like, have to fold. Too good to you for sure, say next up. Vegas.
All in.
Not for us, is it, James?
All in.
Yeah, not till November. There we go.
Oh, okay. All right. You've changed heart, have you?
Well, now the travel restrictions are being eased from November. I shall be there. Romero. All right. We're going to go back-to-back knockouts, potentially. It looks that way, Henry.
It does look that way.
Most stuff off. Oh, he's got the ladder. He is the shortest, and he's found more than good enough to rip it in with.
Yeah.
475.
475.
I wonder if we ISO here.
Romero is scanning behind him, looking at Kezan, I believe, in the big blind. Now the Betbev's gone. It's Unichin in the small, Kezan in the big. And I guess he's thinking, is Kezan a trusted partner? Right, can you trust Kezan to do certain things? What's he going to react if you like you say, if he ISOs, if he flats? And he's really trying to get a read off Kezan here. Staring at the man in seat 1. He is going for the small raise, Henry.
Yeah, makes sense.
900 looks like.
I had one ace.
Ah, pardon me.
You have 12.
Benetti, of course, in the lone big blind.
Туз валет, 2 валета.
What?
You have 2 out for ace.
Короткого туз валет.
I appreciate it.
Wow, yeah,
What did he
really.
say?
What is Keza doing, man?
What did Kezan say? What, he folded an ace?
Yeah, it's like you got 2 outs.
Well, there's one of
Now
them.
you have 1 out, yeah?
Yes. Yes.
Mustavov. Well,
Maybe.
he's had a fair amount of luck
Maybe
this
what?
week.
Maybe 5 for
Can he double up on the final table once more?
It's very good.
5 very good
Why not?
for him, for us.
Nearly.
Maybe next time.
Maybe.
Yeah.
475.
Yeah.
What? Oh, James, mate.
Nice.
Live poker is back.
Oh, 475 the bet, but I believe it was 485. So there was a miscount from the graphics or dealer, but in these instances I'd usually go with the graphics.
Ferry announced it.
Ah, there we go. I don't know where they counted down the stack, but
Maybe he got it wrong himself.
Yeah, maybe he's shortchanging himself 10,000. Who knows?
I'm sure he'll take the double with his 2 outs.
Nah, it's not real 2 out. Look how many folded cards there were.
Люто, фърлиха совика, имаш 2 аута и се смех. Да. It's chill.
My favourite one of those, I think, was way back in the day, Henry. Phil Ivey
Raise five.
on a final table at the World Series side event. Got it in, and someone got it in with 2 jacks and against 2 queens, and he tanked up before folding. He's, oh, I folded the other 2 jacks. You know, and lo and behold, a jack rolled off on the board at some point, and then everyone was like, he was just trolling. It's brilliant.
Oh man.
He's just trying to get the guy riled up in case he lost, and you know, all this kind of stuff.
Oh, Ivy said it.
Ivy did it, yeah. Ivy did it as a troll.
Той толкова 3 резен, викам ужас, злато.
Fold.
All's fair in love and poker. Keza popping up ace-10 from the 1. Hunachin sticking around with a 10 Dewey from the big and find him on the flop.
Те гледам отвъд, точно един път, че ви тогава...
Easy game, Henry. He's had the ace-8, flopped an 8. 10 deuce, flop a deuce.
And the diamonds.
200.
You get what you need.
A disaster. Really difficult to play against Keza. It's not the easiest guy to come up against.
No.
Very unpredictable.
Check.
Is he finally going to find a break?
Only.
No, no break. He just rifles it in, Henry, for 1.5 times the pot. Wow. Henry, what is going on?
I think a mixture of things, James. Frustration in the cards, and he may also feel like people are laughing at him a little bit, which kind of has been the case.
Wow. That was brave.
Everyone, I think. Actually, not high. Jacks. I had
Wow.
to say all in because maybe last card again.
Well, well, well.
Make me loser.
I mean, Unachin
Big blind.
just folded deuce, would have folded a 3. There's plenty of draws that are going to fold.
Yeah, obviously a strong line.
Like I say yesterday, Henry, it's the late great, as the Sexton used to say, that move works every time but one.
It's a great line.
It is.
That is a great line. Yeah, Sexton had a couple of bangers
More
on the shelf.
than a couple. Power in the chat asking, are there any wildcard players? Okay, unknown players on this front table. Yes, there are. There are some wildcards here. I mean, stick around. Keep watching. The action has been furious and curious, to say the least. This is not one for the GTO Wizards. Where are the GTO Wizards? Where are you, GTO Wizards? You're not in North Cyprus.
They're
You
at the
should
main
be.
event.
You should be here. Because this event has been a good one, shall we say.
Yeah,
You were
where's-
looking to play a 10k this year. And you weren't here. Whoops, is all I can say.
Where's Ludo and Feraldo when you need him?
Yeah, a lot of notable admissions. Just credit even more to the field size, given that there are so many well-known pros not at this event on the eve of the World Series.
Keza with a gut shot won't be going anywhere, and Duthwheeler won't be slowing down.
100.
What is this?
Not so.
What is this? Why this smoke?
What?
I don't.
Oh,
Okay.
ooh.
Effects.
Marijuana.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Turns the pair. I think just the smoke machine going off, that's all. Anyway, Keza turns top pair. Duthwheeler with the nuts, Henry.
Yeah, Keza won't be folding. This is
I mean, Keza could do anything at any moment as well. So, I mean, if he just check ripped it, it wouldn't even surprise me. I mean, it would surprise me, but I'm not ruling it out.
Wow, it's a big bet as well. 450. This could be the end of Keza, you know?
Yep.
Like, he's in that kind of mood.
I will not be pushed around.
Exactly that. Doesn't want to be bullied. Oh boy.
He does make the call, Henry. 1.5
Wow.
in the middle. Keza with less behind. Facing a rip on the river, and it may be Rip Keza. Duffweiler just cannot believe his luck. The way this one's panning out so far. Oh, it's the card that seals his fate. I was going to say the offsuit queen. Well, the only has to be offsuit queen, but the queen would be at Henry.
That's so sick.
Yeah, that's a little unfair. I mean, this run out has been cruel as anything for Keza. He's made it available, but this river is just, there's no way out.
Does he go for the jugular, James?
Yeah,
He
he's
just
going
goes
for it.
the lot?
He's going for it. Well, actually, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he goes for like a half pot sizing, just kind of an export.
Wow, he announces all in.
Yeah. And it's a snap call. The nuts will do it. Wow. Keza not to say it well. What am I supposed to do? The 7 queen run out. Keza eliminated in 7th. Henry. Duffweiler. Over a third of the chips in play in his stack. We have our big chip leader at last.
Well,
I'm just doing a quick check of the chips,
Как
but
мое?
it's an easy cover.
Толкова пъти да гледаш чиповете и да не разбираш кой колко чипове има.
Farid.
Tower.
Huh? Ladders again, Henry.
Good luck.
Master of the ladder.
well, James, I did not expect. Well, a hand that big to just go down.
Tecrübe için iyi. İyi, kaçıncı oldu? 7. oldu. Aslında biraz tight oynamam lazım. Yeah, it's okay. Cover.
Yeah,
So-
easily covers.
Right.
Keza has his right to make sure, though, Henry. You have a right. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be sure. It's 377k on the line. Can I just make sure he's got me covered? Yeah, of course you can.
Başka turnuvalara.
Any ladders about?
Wow.
Any ladders about?
One live wire gone. One German high-stakes pro with a huge lead. Maybe this tournament will run a bit more to form than was suggested.
You bet the flop?
GG's.
Here we go. It is going fast. We're down to the final 6. 74k is what they're guaranteed. Top 4 get 6 figures, but second over a $250,000. First 377.
Hour and 20 into the stream, James. On the
Yeah.
third of the field. I reckon sangria is on the beach.
Ooh.
7 p.m. Sound like a thing.
Yeah, I'll have to find out on the break, Henry, what the plan of the day is. I'll say the Super High Roller is still available late reg. They didn't finish regging until 8:50 this evening, so that one's going to go quite late.
You want to skip big ones, yeah? This is very good.
Curious to know what the plan is. There may be a pause in play. Henry may cover this one and then jump on that one late tonight. They may not want to do it because we've got the main event. Oh no, we've got nothing to cover tomorrow. What am I talking about, Henry? I'm sure we'll be covering that Super High Roller then. But we may well have a quite prolonged break between the two streams.
Maybe change chip up.
Yes, chipping up would be a wise idea. Maybe a little overdue. I haven't been critical, Henry. And I am being critical. Panetti. Well, came into the finals chip leader. Barely played a hand. Still has a very comfortable stack and a lot more money locked up. I'd say a good start to the final. Henry's sniping me off with these goddamn sport buffs.
Yeah, I got that one wrong.
I don't think I've clicked a single one since we've been here. That's what happens when you use pop-out chat.
Can you chip up, please?
Pass.
Check it out, guys. Play along with the sport buffs when they do pop up. Remember to click the top right button, click Start Now. Track your answers. We're giving out tickets. Don't know when, but we are.
Mă заговаря, че не си ми страдава, брат.
Wow, what a final it's been for Duffweiler so far. The King's got it going, Henry. In fact, they have 4-bet Germany, ace queen behind. And then he picked up, got a Kezin bluff with his ace jack high, albeit didn't have to call the river. Could well have sent Romero packing. Henry had a diamond come. I mean, think how big a lead he's got already, but he'd have over half the chips if he'd sent Romero out with a diamond. But I think he's okay with how it worked out. Finishing off Kezin there, turning the nuts, giving Kezin a pair, and the river looked innocuous. The queen. Little do you know, that was the one he should have been screaming for in his head.
Oh, don't do that, Keza. Oh, not Keza, Duffweiler.
Call.
Yeah, come on, let's colour some of this up. Send the floor through, guys.
Yeah, that was well, I don't know. I feel like that set the tone for this
100.
final table so far. It's been action-packed.
Stuff off. Giving up the jack to the C-bet. It's the beauty of being the chip leader. Just raise and bet, raise and bet. Serve and volley, Henry.
Пока в деле.
Still stacking
Yeah.
chips. Gets more of them to stack. Non-stop. It's tough at the top.
Да, да.
He's got the average for the last 3.
Стрит, где пары?
Still 6 left. And Romero, well, you won't mind that. The chip's moving to his right. He gets to go off the pots, but Duffweiler doesn't.
Yes.
But you see there, Henry, it's a queen 8, club 6 handed. You're not going to be playing that anymore. Still a short stack about. These guys have all shown a wingless as well, bar Panetti. But Unachin, Henry has shown a willingness to get involved perhaps more than he should.
Yeah, that's very true. So it's
You've got Erkan,
yeah.
who's going to play 2 men. And here we go. Case in point, Unachin again. Perhaps don't need to be popping this up, Henry, with the deuces, but most of us so short, remember.
All off folding. I love how the commentators had zero faith with him folding 2 pair on that board. I mean,
Yeah, you can't fold that.
you just know. Yeah, you watch someone for 2 days, and you pick up on a thing or two. Well, these 2 hands could collide, James.
I'm not even advocating the fold, Henry, on that board. You've got top 2. Like,
Don't be silly.
Check.
I'm not coming to fold top 2, boys and girls.
I know someone that could fold top 2. And his name rhymes with Peven Pidwick. Actually, maybe he wouldn't. Do it. You know you have to do it, Duffweiler. 0 showdown value, and you have a pretty good hand to do it with. B33.
140.
You lose to any card from a 6 to a queen. Not a great spot to want to be calling. Duffweiler marches on.
I think we have blinds up.
Wow, blinds going up.
Uh-huh.
50k,
Yeah, blinds up.
100k.
50 hundo, Henry.
100.
Miss Dynamite with the brave prediction. I think the one with the tattoos, aka Duff Violet, will win. She's rooting for Erkan. Alright. Well, here is our man Erkan. Panetti limping under the gun, Henry, off 24. I'd be right with just a fold. Okay, jump on the back with ace 5 offsuit. Buffalo in the small. He's got a garbage hand, but on the run he's on, Henry.
No, behave.
Oh, he's gonna complete. He's on this run. Here we go. It's won every pot for the last half now, Henry. He's not folding 5-3 for 50k. And here we go. That's why you don't fold.
Oh my goodness.
Romero with top pair. Panetti's sixes still even look okay on this board. Erkan's ace high with the ace of diamonds isn't even necessarily done. And Panetti, Henry, I don't hate this. You just
150.
hard to win by checking down. Probably got the best, but can get all by some worse. And he limped in first. You get to have quite a bit queen X, I suppose. He does bet. Okay, let's see what Erkan does with the ace of diamonds. Is Duffweiler going to come up with a check raise here, Henry, or do we just check call?
I honestly don't know. This is such a complex spot and such a... I don't even want to say like intricate part of the game. It's just really uncommon, right?
Right.
Nuts.
Under the gun limp. 4 ways you complete from the small with 5-3. Like,
This is a horrible spot for Romero, or will be, when he sees this check raise come in.
it's easy fold.
Big sizing as well. Oh no, not big sizing, pardon me. 450. Romero, yeah, just wipes his mouth of it. Says, you know what,
See you later, boys.
he might be up to no good, but... You just level yourself sometimes here, Henry. You're like, this chip leader really just bossed me about. But at the same time, Panetti, you're going to bet this flop with far better than sixes. And sixes with the 6 of diamonds especially, not necessarily the best to continue with. Continue with our queens. Continue with any pre-flop traps you might have as well, kings and aces. The march of Viola. It might be this might be the second best player with Duff in their name
Way.
in the world.
Love that.
John Duffy's in German alter ego here. I would call Duffy there with sixes if he check raised him in that flop, just for the record. I would call with sixes, and against Duffy you just hold on.
You stack off turn, yeah.
Yeah, you just grip hold of the pot and you don't never let go. Against Duff Violet, it looks like a fold.
Yeah, so many chips.
Yeah, closing in on half of them. I can just fold. Just fold, my man. I mean,
Yeah. This is why people like Ferry and...
yeah, Barry's just going to play really tight because
225.
look, Henry, I mean, there's plenty more ladders available here.
Mm.
Where these guys are playing, and well, Violet ace 10 on the button. I mean, has he won like 5 in a row? Am I right in saying that?
Well, the reality is,
I think
James, is with the ICM dynamic,
650.
Did he win?
he should be winning most of the hands.
Did he win from the big blind? I'm trying to think. Not that it's that relevant, but I generally, maybe he's not won every hand in the last orbit, but it'll only be one that he hasn't.
The problem with this is like you're trusting that your opponent understands a thing or two about ICM, and Erkan has shown no interest.
Yes, but
Yeah.
I'd also say you're just working the presumption that Erkan's opening way too many hands, which he clearly is as well. So yeah, you're right. If he's got you know, Queen Jack suited, do we still trust him to fold? Maybe not, but if he's opening King 9 off, then almost irrelevant. He's opening from the Ace 5, he's flat and opens with Ace 10. I mean, flattening the over flattening the Ace 10, Henry, earlier, it looks like a rocky play now from Erkan. Stare. Fold and stare. $7 million of the 15.7 in play all reside in that seat there.
What an insane spot. I mean, everyone else at this point just playing for second, by the way. Definitely they're going to just be opening close to range.
200.
Romero knows what's up. Game of cat and mouse between these sub 20 big blind stacks now. Ladders on the line.
Muchin, well, see, on the reverse part of all this, suddenly these become quite attractive spots, don't they, Henry? You've got Ace 4 offsuit, but the man's opening almost any two. You do get to have a fair few jam spots. It's maybe one he decides to take, Henry.
The problem is you have a player at the table that has kind of shown a willingness to bust almost.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that's a good point.
But I agree. Yeah, we know Duff Wheeler's going to be opening, you know, I want to say as wide as like 80%, 85 from the cutoff. Has half the chips in play.
I'm rifling this in, Henry.
Yeah, he does.
Nice.
Rifle it. It's a tough one though, right? Like,
Yeah, you got Ace 4 offsuit. You're like, am I really? Is this it? And like you say,
Yeah.
you got we got Farid with what, 8 blinds. And, yeah, Erkan can literally go bust any minute.
Yeah.
Erkan could go bust with that cards. Like, I'm gonna.
Yeah, he's just shown a real willingness to get involved. Everyone guaranteed $74,000 and change, 20k ladder.
74k. Life is good.
You get 20k just for folding right now.
Sign me up. I'll work Sundays as well.
Romero's turn.
Won't be folding this.
Actually play a hand into Erkan's big blind as well. That's like
Yeah.
Christmas came early.
Well, especially Henry, because the perception will be that Romero's not going to open any hands, and the one time Duff Wheeler's folded and let him open a hand, he's opened.
Yeah, that's true.
But lo and behold, it's not nonsense. It's the goods. And Erkan
wow.
quickly calls with 8-9 suited and needs to avoid hitting it.
Yeah,
If he pops top pair, Henry, it might be a good night.
All right, boys and girls. James Romero, how's your luck?
Well, 3 of clubs and a 7 rolled off. King behind. And reduce this one.
What a sweat.
Those first 2 cards look scary.
Absolute beast of an MTT reg from the other side of the pond. Quite the resume this man has.
When you say other side of the pond, Henry, we're on an island in the sea at the moment, so that could be anywhere.
You know what I mean.
I'm just teasing.
You know what I mean. From the far west.
Far west, I like it. Is he from the far west or is he from the near west?
I knew you were going to say that.
Oh.
You just...
I can see you already Googling. Maybe he is from the far west.
I got a feeling... I guess it's from Portland.
Oh, he is from the far west then. The very far west.
You happy now?
Yeah, it's from the far west. You can't get further west. Well, I mean, you could be from like Hawaii, I suppose, but...
Second on the Oregon all-time money list.
Who's number one?
Seth Davies.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Chris Brewer from there as well. I mean, GG's. GG's, everyone. Chris Brewer, in my opinion.
So he's second in Oregon, second James to win the 5 diamonds.
Yep.
Is he going to do anything as a first, you reckon?
200.
200 raise.
Someone spit in your milk this morning, James. Is it a bit sour?
I've not consumed any milk. Oh no, I had cappuccino before we went off.
7:30.
Maybe. Wow. Mustavov, Henry, draws the line with ace deuce suited. I'm surprised maybe you didn't just see a flat here and go to the flop, but
Button open, you have fold equity even off 7.5 bigs.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, ace deuce suited, it can't be bad. Like, the only bad player is folding. Well, good looking flop, 5-5-4, can kill it with a 3. Can kill it with an ace. But ultimately, just needs to fade a king or a 10. Well, it's 4 across, but it's not the one he's got to worry about.
You've been peeking too many cards, mate, in your time. You absolute degen.
Here it is. Double up. Mustavov. He maneuvers off short stacks.
Wow.
He climbs up ladders.
What a
I'm going to call him the fireman.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty phenomenal. Escapes 10s in the 2K.
Yep.
Stays alive a couple of occasions
7 6.
Yep.
in this 10K.
Fired in the ace jack, spiked an ace here. In the window. To double up to stay in. Now doubles up once more.
So about 20 minutes left of this break. This level, sorry, before we head into our first break of the day.
Tight in the middle, Henry.
Really is.
19, 18, 16 blinds. Farad and Onushin just basically swapping stacks there, really. Romero still the clear second place chip stack, and will be thankful he is to the left of Tobias Duthweiler, who has just under half of the chips in play. And is marching towards victory and the $377,115 that go with it. The rest will settle for 265. Make no mistake about that. Hey, the rest will settle for 173, I reckon, Henry. You say you all get 173, off you go. And bite your arm off.
Mate, you have no idea
Maybe not Romero.
how much I would settle for 10K right now, let alone 173.
If I gave you 10K right now, Henry, I think you'd walk straight through the tournament room, straight down those stairs, and get yourself into a little 10-25 game.
I'm retired, mate.
Oh, yeah. Wait, on your tournament... Oh, retired cash game pro.
Retired cash game pro.
All right, you're a full-time tournament pro now, I remember. Have to check which day of the week it is to know what Henry's job is. He'll retire from commentary today and be back in a couple of days.
Blind v blind, okay. Alright, fine. I thought this was like an EP open jab. I was like, what? Yeah, you know how it is, James. Always, I think I've retired 3 times in the last 4 years.
Yep. I've never had a job long enough to retire from it, to be honest, Henry.
Didn't you retire like 10 years ago?
Retired from what?
What do you mean? Being a professional poker player.
Still play poker, you know?
Yeah, but you know what I mean. You touring, playing all the 10Ks, the 25Ks, like.
Well, to be fair, there weren't many 25Ks back in those
difference.
days. Now they're small, but yeah, I mean, don't play as much anymore. But you just move games, didn't you? You transition in and out cash games, tournaments. Everyone bounces around. When I first started playing online, it was limit cash games, then pot limit games, then sit and goes, MTTs. Used to change every couple of months.
True masochist.
And you get bored of one, you switch to another. It's the beauty of this game. There are so many forms.
Yeah, that's the problem, is that I am very bored.
Yeah, you just got to mix it up. Harder to do now, it has to be said. Obviously, people are very good. It's hard to just bounce from game to game because you take time out, you lose an edge, but it's still something I would advise everyone do. Just play a variety of games.
Gamble responsibly, boys and girls.
Oh, Henry, still, at my heart, it's all about the tournaments. That's what poker's about. Like, right now, if you gave me the option, I'd be like, a little PLO cash game, but when the dust settles in my life, I'll always look back on the tournaments most fondly. They are the most fun. The competition aspect of it. Any minute could be a loss. The glory that comes with winning.
Romero just downloading the script in his head for this part of the game tree. Gonna have some leads. I say leads, turn probes. Once flop goes check, check. Jack of spades. Dice you on. Given that we block with the king of spades, but the good news is we should never get raised, so we just get to realize a bunch even when we do get called.
Go big. 450, 3/4.
Uncomfortable to say the least.
Literally. I mean, Panetti squirming in the seat. Obviously, this hand way good enough to continue. And the good thing, I guess, Henry, from Romero's point of view, is when you bet this size, you kind of really do define your opponent's hand when they call. You know, you blast them off hands like the Queen 10 suited.
Yeah.
The checked back ace highs, so you don't necessarily have to follow up on the river.
Yeah, I like this sizing from James.
Yeah, Panetti, no option at this stage but to call. And we'll be worried about facing this river. I mean, it's less than pot behind. Well, they don't get much safer than the 3 of spades. Everything misses, Henry. Flip of all that, of course, Panetti with the Queen of Clubs. Not an ideal card to hold should you face another bet. You obviously want your opponent to have some club draws and some hands like Queen 9, Queen 10, Queen 7. With the clubs, all relevant.
Romero waving the white flag. Has some showdown, for what it's worth.
Yep.
Not much, but some.
Yeah, there are some of those hands I mentioned, Henry, like Queen 10 of clubs. Cool still. And a reasonable check back. ICM situation, you don't really want to ever be betting here, yes. I say you don't ever want to be getting stacked here, is what I mean, with one pair on that river. Your opponent's bet that big on the turn. A lot of their hands aren't going to call. There are maybe some Jack X Henry, Jack 10, Jack 9 maybe that you could get called by, but it's very few and far between. Buster! He's got 18 blinds. He won't want to put his head up with this, will he? Henry.
Two.
It's almost like he feels like he's missing out. Romero slipping below 20 bigs himself. Panetti, King Nine of Hearts. More than enough to continue. Henry, I'm a little surprised that Farid's decided to play this one.
I understand your surprise. It does feel a bit loose, but at the same time, if you think about the amount of hands we're getting in per hour, per level, these cut-off spots, pretty important to try and take as many as you can, really. Ace-3 has some nice removal in the sense that it blocks some of the hands that are going to put you in.
And I suppose in defense, obviously, he's not really played many hands as well, so he may get the likes of Duff Fighter may think, you know what, I'll fold some close spots.
Yeah.
Checks back 10-4-3, having made a pair. And a rare undercard, Henry.
The rarest.
Sitting there with a 3 and the under falls off. So you know, maybe your day. Check through once more. Wow. Deuce right out. Dreamy. Panetti. He realises up against a lot of ace high here and just check. I mean, he uses all the king high that opened as well, but
King High.
fake showdown. Duffweiler. Mera glance at the ace-3 offsuit. Put it into the computer. Dark Angel asking who is in the booth. It is myself, James Dempsey, and my helpful assistant, Henry Kilbane.
What up?
I jest, of course. I don't jest that it's Henry. It is definitely Henry, but he's not my helpful assistant. It's been very unhelpful for days on end. I jest the kid. Alright, enough of that. Seems like some sort of colouring up of chips going on. Don't know what's quite happening here, but there we go. The floor come over with a rack, take some of those 5Ks off. We're playing 50, 100. I don't think we need quite that many in play.
What? No? You sure?
Six still remain. Duffweiler. Ace, king of clubs. Pops it up. Mushin, queen nine of diamonds, Henry. This will be a continue. 6 blinds behind. Gonna take a flop against the man who has a super wide range, albeit maybe not quite as wide when you're opening up into a 6 blind stack. But
wow.
Bye-bye.
GG's.
It's been a great game. Got top pay, got an open ender. You think, doesn't get much better than this. Your man's got the nuts with a raw flush draw, Henry.
Wow.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen a raw flush draw whilst doing commentary. A raw flush, pardon me. Could this be the first?
Wow! What the fuck?
Dama değil.
What the fuck?
Dama değil.
Wow.
Pretty good flop.
Seriously?
10 of clubs, Henry, for the rail, for the gallery, for the fans.
What the fuck? What is this flop? I have yesterday the same flop but not action. GG.
Dead on
Jack
the turn.
Nut clubs for banter.
Nice one.
Unachin out in 6th place. Wow. Duffweiler is just ruthless, Henry. And there we go. 7.4 with the 15.7 in play. We lose one more. Farid and co. Ladder once more. Really is the fireman. Has got himself a few chips whilst laddering. Let's see if those 2 doubles.
The man responsible for the
Dama
champs
valet 10
exit
без пътия, той
out
има
in
пътия.
6th.
Yeah.
Дама и 9.
Everyone guaranteed 93k is the last 5-figure payday
6 блина.
Just for this 10k high roller? 4k? 10k? 10k high roller.
$10,000, Henry. Otherwise known as 3 orbits in the cash game. By that ace 4 of hearts. More than enough for our chip leader. And 1 big blind situation. And we'll just pick it up.
Cruising. It's to be noted that James has played every hand that Duffweiler's bowed out of.
Yeah. In fairness, they've been okay. 10s, king 10. This one's certainly good enough. And yeah. Farid, ace check of diamonds in the big blind decision. Which way to go with this one?
2 million.
Okay, thank you.
He does actually cover his opponent. Doesn't look it because of the stacks of chips in front of Romero. Those brown chips are the ones you want. Just flats from the big blind with the ace jack of diamonds, and well, he has the potential to give his opponent a little bloody nose. Romero flipping second pair.
Gonna think he has the best hand a lot of the time as well.
Right. Henry a flop that obviously we've got a big range advantage on. We're going to want to bet with all that air ball. So he's going to bet here, but also on the flip of all that, you know, not a bad hand that if we are going to check back a 10 with an overcard. If you are going to have a check back range, this is one that would be considered useful. Of course, you're basically never getting check raised on the flop. You shouldn't be anyway. Your opponent is going to let you keep betting ace high boards, especially with chip stacks the way they are. You know, the ace kings, the ace queens, some ace jacks, maybe 3-betting pre-flop. Mustafa picks up nut diamonds to go with it. Now, I'd imagine we'll see. Well, I suppose he could go really small here, Henry, right? And small and check back, but with the king 10. But again, checking back maybe with the stacks the way they are. In fact, we're on a final.
Yeah, checks turn for a bit of pot control. See if Ferry decides to block river.
Yeah, I think he obviously knows his hand's good now, but the best way to get paid. And, you know, the other ace X's are going to call. You get paid by some 10x. It's gone relatively large, Henry, into this 900k. 550. Does have some misses, of course. The Broadway gutshot draws, even the wheel gutshot draws potentially that have missed. Romero, I mean, he blocks king, queen, king, jack, but they're the least likely to bluff, right? They have some showdown. And he does just give it up.
Yeah, nice fold, James.
Yeah.
Nice fold.
He could easily have tricked himself into calling there, Henry, couldn't he?
I think so. I think he could have convinced himself. Could have easily convinced himself there. Although I guess Ferry doesn't really have many 10x that bet that sizing, so it's like ace or nothing, right? And we block, like you said, yeah, the king queens, king jacks.
Mad Madge in the chat. Welcome. Good afternoon to you. You are watching Party Poker Live, Millions North Cyprus. High roller, final table. There are 5 left from the 157 who kick things off. And Henry's pointing to the sky because Duff Vider, like Duff Dog, is popping it up with Jack 3 offsuit against this limp.
Yeah, nice try, Ferry. Guy's from Germany, and he has half the chips in play. And you're going to try and complete from the small blind? Show some respect. Come on.
Panetti, Ace King, started the final table as the chip leader. And really, only has a few chips less than he started with. It's all gone on around him, which is not a bad scenario. Laddered up to the top 5, worst way.
Yeah, really, like, just hasn't had much to get involved with.
Yeah. But I mean, came as chip leader, Henry. It was a narrow lead over Romero, but they were both, you know, they weren't flying ahead of the field. It was quite congested, so you'd definitely take this scenario. I think maybe lose, he's maybe lost like 300-400k, but you're down to the final 5. That's a great trade-off. Money in the bank.
Yeah. The only bad thing is that 3 of the best players are still in.
You'd rather perhaps the chips have bounced around to different seats.
Yeah.
Duff Vider looks exceptionally competent.
It's 250.
Can get a cheeky one through. Yeah, Mustafov having a great trip. What's up, Aaron? That's the weather in Wigan.
Aaron in the chat. Duff Vider with Ace King once more. I mean, raises Romero. Marks, but Panetti.
Oh boy.
Well, that's 24 blinds. Henry decides just to flat from the small. Erkan. From the big. Rips it.
Wow.
It's flip time. He decides a good squeeze spot, and not an unreasonable assumption, Henry. Panetti flatting from the small. Duff Vider going to be opening very wide. Panetti more than happy to fold and watch this one go down, but Erkan, the favourite, make no mistake about that. He has 2 5s, and we've just seen an ace mark. We saw Romero mark a king as well. Not on account missing outs, Henry. That night is your game after all, but Erkan looking good for a double up.
He really is. Had almost a similar spot yesterday, 5s of Kanga against the ace-queen of Boris Kolev. Just feels like the 5s just always hold here.
Queen 4-3, couple of spades. There are some backdoor routes to victory for Duff Vider. Erkan will like that flop, make no mistake about it. Oh. Here comes the weirdness. The outs have switched. Duff Vider now needing a king or a 5. Ace no longer any good. Not to beat. Erkan with the double up and the first, well, cut into that great wall of Duffweiler, Henry.
Yeah.
The tower is falling.
Now only has 40% of the chips in play.
Erkan, that's 3.7 million.
1-8.
Here we go. Rabbit's got the gun. This is going to be fun. This is the man we want to see get some chips, Henry. He's going to play the most out of line.
Definitely going to bring a lot of action. So, 1-8. Plus the dead money.
Take a while to count this all out.
Yeah, Dean has made this really awkward for himself.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's just colour up some of these blue chips. Come on. There's a breakup coming. I'm going to trust them, Henry. There'll be some colouring up.
Yeah. Well, I assume it's going to be the last hand for that breakup. Colour up. Coffee break. Whatever you want to call it.
I'm going to call it a coffee break. Go to the little boys' room, Henry, for coffee and some form of pastry. That's a pastry break.
And when we come back, we're gonna have you know, we're mixing it up in the commentary booth.
Shout out to El Sabbat in the chat. Flippadelphia. There you go. Always Sunny reference. Keep them coming.
Didn't want to do James Romero a disservice, so we have fellow American jumping in. Johnny Vibes, I'm going to sit on this couch and just listen to you two talk for an hour.
Here we go. Romero, 13 blinds.
All
King
in.
10 suited. Well, putting half it in, it's effectively the same thing, of course. If there were to be multiple all-ins behind, he may fold. And it's why he puts in half, not all. For those who are curious.
This is amazing. This is just Mustafov waiting for the tournament clock to run down.
Yeah, just looking at the clock, not the player. Waiting for the break.
Break time, boys and girls.
Now, if he folds, he saves money in the small blind. What's he like, eh? He just wants the bathroom.
Hey guys, 15 minutes break.
All right.
Well, you hear it. You heard it from us. You heard it from tournament directors. We are going on a 15-minute break. When we come back, the likes of Romero and the others will have to find their way back into this game because despite Erkan's double up, Duffweiler is still leading the way by some margin. When we do return, things will be going to 60k, 120k, Henry, and I feel it might be crunch time. And Kolev, well, just saying he's enjoying his moment on the final table. He's going to enjoy ripping this. Might not enjoy it too much when he sees the queens when called.
It's a fair flip.
I'll take the queens, Henry, you know. No, I jest, of course.
You won't take the drawing hand?
You know, this is... I'll flip coins all day long if I get queens against ace king off. My war on it, Henry. It's my war on this being a flip.
725. Pass.
Kolev effectively jamming.
What is this?
Call. Call.
725 call.
Okay, call.
725 call.
Huh.
Wait. It's not all in, my friend.
It's not a lean.
And not all in.
Yeah.
Raise.
Can I all in?
No.
No.
No,
You have
but
to
I
put
mean,
725.
we all know this is all in, Henry.
Okay, sorry.
340k back.
So Keza flicked in the one chip and then he was like, well, can I go all
Good
in
luck,
now?
my friend.
Yeah.
It is going to go in on the flop, I assume.
Yeah.
I mean.
1.6 million in the pot, 340 back.
How much there?
I mean,
2 million.
Keza may just bet it blind here.
2 million. I have in the pocket more.
Have it in the pocket some more.
Without looking cards.
It's table stakes, guys.
No.
I don't need to look. I have aces.
All in.
Call.
All in. Call.
Nasalice?
Ne bih Dobro je to.
Karo?
Here we go then.
Imam li?
All in. Call.
A safe flop for Keza. Not that it was relevant at this
Karo
point.
buttons.
Kupovat.
She needs to fade an ace or king.
Karo,
Two
ponede,
cards to come.
ovo.
Ove da se točno.
Dure pop karo, aj.
Aj popkala.
So James, potential to lose our first player within, well, less than an orbit.
Karo.
Well, that makes things interesting.
Devetka, Karo.
Those diamonds now live. Bar across the queen of diamonds.
A ne.
Ne vrat, vikame.
Vika me zone.
Safe river.
Igrak malo.
Kolev the first out, Henry. And,
Čače, majče.
well, Keza, a little misstep perhaps with the jack 10 offsuit, but gets it back with interest the very next hand.
Vrat njeno.
Aj, jubilaš.
Čače, majče.
Henry is going to try and get this one done in a matter of a couple of hours by the looks of it.
Up the boys. Uh-oh. Hello. The king with the king. Just tell straight away the way Darth Vader just sat up. $375. The new price to play.
Mero.
Go on, James.
Was he? I think he's passed already.
Oh, he's just out of there, just like that folded. Oh, wow.
Bet bear boat.
Wow.
Again, Henry, just seen. Okay. Perhaps showing a willingness to get over involved. Pops it up with the chip lead. That's why that doesn't have to be this nutted to be raising. Real decision here for Bet Bear.
Yeah, 21 bigs. Can obviously been very active.
Yeah, this is one of your ICM spots, Henry. You think, well, you can easily be light here, but at the same time.
Wow, he announces all in.
Betbev needs an ace or diamonds. Come on, Erkan, don't waste any time. Just let it go. Oh. There we go.
Snap call from the German.
Two kings way in front, Henry. Betbev in need of help. Does cover slightly. So won't be eliminated if he loses this one, but will be very, very short, down to just 6 blinds. 5 blinds even, wow. Less. Whew.
One ace already dead. It's a fair flop. I say that about every flop, but
5, 5, 3. Deuce for 4. We'll give some additional.
yeah.
Hey, 5 gives some additional. What about the running 5s run out, Henry? Well, here we go.
Deuce for a 4.
Life's never easy. There's always a sweat. Duthweiler looking good to get to 2.4 million.
7 ounce once.
Clean. It's alright. Survives. Betbev, like I say, look at that. Just 4 blinds left. Duthweiler up to 40 bigs. Get a sweat at the end.
Right.
Keza goes for it. Tries to finish off our man. Pops up to 160.
Uh-oh.
Tough to like that. Yeah. Calls and Betbayev all in for 10k more. Lovely spot for him, Henry. Jack-10 suited.
Great spot. I don't even know if it's possible for him to lose his hand.
I think there are 3 flops he can lose on Henry. Let's just check the chart.
140 all in.
King, king, deuce, 1 club. Quickly checks through 9 the turn. Well, Betbayev picks up a gut shot draw.
Wow.
Doesn't materialize. The 2 5s will hold at showdown. Duffwire does 5s. Gonna do it. That is the end of Betbayev. Has to flip the hand up because he's all in, Henry.
Yep.
But our man is gone in 8th place.
Can fold 10s for 15 big blinds.
One of the best folds of all time, Henry.
I mean,
Some divine intervention.
that's one way of putting it. Sometimes you just, you know.
You just get a feeling running through your body.
Sometimes it just hits you.
Yeah.
It's like, have to fold. Too good to you for sure, say next up. Vegas?
All in.
Not for us, is it, James?
All in.
Yeah, not to November. There we go.
Oh, okay. All right. You've changed heart, have you?
Well, now the travel restrictions are being eased from November. I shall be there. Romero. All right. We're going to go back-to-back knockouts, potentially. It looks that way, Henry.
It does look that way.
Stuff off. Oh, he's got the ladder. He is the shortest, and he's found more than good enough to rip it in with.
Yeah.
475.
475.
I wonder if we ISO here.
Romero is scanning behind him, looking at Kezan, I believe, in the big blind. Now the Betbayev's gone. It's Unichin in the small, Kezan in the big. And I guess he's thinking, is Kezan a trusted partner? Right? Can you trust Kezan to do certain things? What's he going to react if you like you say, if he ISOs, if he flats? And he's really trying to get a read off Kezan here. Staring at the man in seat 1. He is going for the small raise, Henry.
Yeah, makes sense.
900 looks like.
I had one ace.
Oh, pardon me. It
You
was
have to out.
Panetti, of course, in the lone big blind.
Туз валет, 2 валета.
What?
You have to out for ace.
Короткого
Thank
туз
you,
валет.
man. I appreciate it.
Wow, yeah,
What did he
really.
say?
What is Keza doing, man?
What did Kezan say? What, he folded an ace?
Yeah, it's like you got 2 outs.
Well, there's one of
Now
them.
you have 1 out, yeah?
Yes. Yes.
Mustavov. Well,
Maybe.
he's had a fair amount of luck
Maybe
this
what?
week.
Maybe
V5 for
Can he double up on the farm table once more?
It's very good.
5 very good
Why not?
for him, for us.
Nearly.
Maybe next time.
Maybe.
Yeah.
475.
Yeah.
What? James, mate.
Nice.
Live poker is back.
Well, 475 to bet, but I believe it was 485. So there was a miscount from the graphics or dealer, but in these instances,
Yeah, Sexton had a couple of bangers
more
on the shelf.
than a couple. Power in the chat asking, are there any wildcard players, aka unknown players on this front table? Yes, there are. There are some wildcards here. I mean, stick around, keep watching. The action has been furious and curious, to say the least. This is not one for the GTO Wizards. Where are the GTO Wizards? Where are you, GTO Wizards? You're not in North Cyprus.
They're
You
at the
should
main
be.
event.
You should be here. Because this event has been a good one, shall we say.
Yeah,
You were looking to play a 10k this year, and you weren't here. Whoops, is all I can say.
Where's Ludo and Feraldo when you need him?
Yeah, a lot of notable admissions. Just credit even more to the field size, given that there are so many well-known pros not at this event on the eve of the World Series.
Keza with a gut shot won't be going anywhere, and Duthwheeler won't be slowing down.
100.
What is this? What is this? Why this smoke?
What?
I don't.
Oh,
Okay.
ooh.
Effects. Okay.
Wait, what?
Turns the pair. I think it's just the smoke machine going off and so. Anyway, Keza turns top pair. Duthwheeler with the nuts, Henry.
Yeah, Keza won't be folding. This is,
I mean, Keza could do anything at any moment as well. So, I mean, if he just check ripped it, it wouldn't even surprise me. I mean, it would surprise me, but I'm not ruling it out.
wow, it's a big bet as well. 450. This could be the end of Keza, you know?
Yep.
Like, he's in that kind of mood.
I will not be pushed around.
Exactly that. Doesn't want to be bullied. Oh boy.
He does make the call, Henry. 1.5
Wow.
in the middle. Keza with less behind. Facing a rip on the river, and it may be Rip Keza. Duthweiler just cannot believe his luck. The way this one's panning out so far. Oh, it's the
my.
card that seals his fate. I was going to say the offsuit queen. Well, the only has to be offsuit queen, but the queen would be it, Henry.
That's so sick.
Yeah, that's a little unfair. I mean, this run out has been cruel as anything for Keza. He's
Does
made
he
it
just-
available, but this river is just, there's no way out. That's
Does he
it.
go for the jugular, James?
Yeah,
He
he's
just
going
goes
for it.
the lot?
He's going for it. Well, actually, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he goes for like a half pot sizing, just kind of an export.
Wow, he announces all in.
Yeah. And it's a snap call. The nuts will do it. Wow. Keza not to say it well. What am I supposed to do? The
Wow.
7-queen run out. Keza
To poznawać.
eliminated in 7th. Henry.
Wika един, два от имаш.
Duthweiler over.
Everyone. Crisper, in my opinion.
So he's second in Oregon, second James to win the 5 diamonds.
Yep.
Is he going to do anything as a first, you reckon?
200.
200 raised.
Someone spit in your milk this morning, James. Is it a bit sour?
I'm not consumed any. Welcome back, one and all, to this, the Millions Cyprus High Roller final table, coming to you from the beautiful Crystal Cove Merritt Casino, and myself, James Dempsey. But I booted Henry Kilbane out of the booth for a little bit. I'm very happy to welcome the one and only Johnny Vibes into the mix. How are we doing, Johnny?
What a beautiful setup, man. It's really nice to be here. It's really nice to meet the squad over at Party Poker. Watch some poker, enjoy the sun, the relaxing vacation. It's just been a dream over here.
Yeah, it really is a beautiful spot. We were just talking before coming on air about, you know, what you've been up to. And it's hard to play too much poker, right, when you got this beautiful little spot to deal with. And, well, we got a beautiful spot to deal with here. Final table, Johnny, of this 10K. And a mix of characters.
This is the dream when you come on vacation here to the Merritt Casino, making the final table, being on the live stream.
Yeah, and this man, Duthweiler, having quite the fun first 2 hours in this final table, albeit losing that big pot before the break. Still has 5.6 million of the 15.7 in play. And punishing the limp once more of Feridine Mustafov, who's having a great time.
Yeah, so I'm just getting caught up on the final table. Has there been a fair amount of limping in this?
Well, there's been not a lot much happening in the last 2 hours other than Duthweiler winning pots. But yeah, Feridine, who's fresh off the second place finish in the warm-up, makes this final table here. But he's just got some chips together and is obviously looking to limp in from the small. in these spots.
Really impressed with the graphics. You know, even the way that they count up the chips and everything.
Yeah,
It's a high quality setup.
we got really good setup here. just as we say that, production stroll in, take a funny look. They're like, that doesn't sound like Henry. For those watching, it is not Henry. We got rid of him. He's gone to get coffee. And Johnny is joining me in the booth as we get in here. Huh. Hopefully everyone can hear fine.
Yeah, I actually can't really hear myself. That's why I'm curious.
Well,
I think that there may be an issue with that.
we shall see. You should be able to hear yourself, but I don't know.
I hear
People in
you.
the chat.
I hear you just fine.
Okay, well, yeah, those both are up. Henry's sabotaging us. Very odd. Well, we'll get to that in a moment. We'll see if we can fix that in a moment. But Erkan, in the meanwhile, getting a little out of line. I can hear you fine, so that's something. It's a bit odd, so we'll go with it anyway. But Erkan here has been a little bit too active, perhaps, but this one from the cutoff with his newfound chips is popping it up. Mustafa with a pretty easy jam here, Johnny. Albeit this stage of the tournament, it's always scary when you rifle them into the middle. There's so much money on the line. At sub 20 against the wide opening range. This will be an easy one for him, just taking his time.
I believe if I saw him on the live stream in the last couple of days, did he also make a run in the warm-up?
Yeah, second in the warm-up. There was a three-way chop in the warm-up, but he did take second place in the end. On what was a crazy final table for those watching. It went a long time. Oh my word. Here we go, Johnny, your compatriot.
Cooler City.
James Romero in the big. Ace King, a little over 10 bigs.
Haven't been too many Americans over here. Yeah, I'm noticing that when I talk.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I'm hearing you fine. I don't know, people in the chat, what you're hearing. Let me know if you're having trouble hearing Johnny. We'll assume you can for the moment and try and get this fixed. I swear Henry sabotaged something on the way out. But yeah, you're right. Not too many Americans. Quite a long way to come. I mean, Romero though has made the trip. And here we go. Ace King needs to hold for the American to double up. Mustafa though is a master of running good on this feature table, it seems. One queen folded, of course. Erkan popping up queen 8. Do you know much? Do you know Romero at all? I don't want to put you in the camp of you're American, he's American. You must know each other, but wow.
I don't know him personally, but I've obviously heard the name.
Right. Yeah, very accomplished player. Some very high stakes, but he's going to need a little fortune here. Mustafa has outflopped him. King or Jack heading to the turn. And just one of those cards on the river will keep him alive. Otherwise, he will be departing in 5th place. And Mustafa will yet again prove he is the cat with, well, far more than 9 lives.
When you're running good, you're running good.
There we go. You just got to keep playing, right? And there it is. Tap at the table. Romero out in 5th place. A good run, nonetheless. Came into the final table 2nd in chips, albeit very close. But the wrecking ball that was Duff Violet really upended this final table. Poor Romero.
Yeah, 2 million or something.
Could go no further yet, for sure. He was the covering stack. And look at that with that
I'm
pot.
not happy.
Farid up
Open
into
place,
2nd
this is
place. But only 35 blinds.
I really love that handheld camera as well. That you guys have all the camera angles here. This is the highest quality stream that I've seen.
This is beautiful. Huh? We got some appreciation, guys, for the production quality. And you're right, it is super high end. The guys at Share Hands do not mess around. They're the best in the business. So much experience.
No, always.
Yeah, this little boom. The jib comes in.
Your table. You come every 2 days.
Makes us feel very involved. I mean, if you remember the early days of televised poker, the production is light years ahead of what it used to be. Down to 4. 6 figures locked up. 2nd time in 3 days for Farid. What a trip it's been. Johnny Duffweiler, this is just a nice spot, isn't it? You got all the chips. He's just deciding he's going to pop up. I mean, if he's popping up the 10-3, I guess we're raising almost any two in the spot. Panetti came in as the chip leader.
Panetti in the dominating position in this hand.
Yeah, there we go. The 10-4. Got him crushed. And he does make the call for the effectively min raise. Well, Johnny, you can dominate, but if you miss the 9-5 deuce and you're up against Duffweiler, it might be hard.
It may be hard to see a river here.
Yeah. All right, well, let's say the chat, for whatever reason, can hear you fine, so you're coming out loud and clear, but it's the main thing.
Taking a glance at the chips there.
Yeah.
And he does let it go.
So, Johnny, I guess you've been out here, you played a little bit of cash, having a bit of vacation, but also making some content, I guess, for us out here?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'll plan on making a video from this stop. This stop actually, it was a little bit of luck. I was in Russia with my wife. She was visiting her father.
Okay.
And Cyprus is a quick trip from Russia.
It certainly is.
And I saw that there was a stop here. I'd never been to a party poker stop before.
Oh, nice.
Never been to Cyprus, specifically North Cyprus, and thought I would make a trip out of it. Just spend a couple days here, play a little cash, cross it off the bucket list. I love playing cash in different countries. I've played all over Europe, played all over the Americas, so definitely wanted to cross another one off the list and maybe tell a story or two on YouTube.
There we go. And yeah, for those watching, please do check it out. Johnny Vibes on YouTube. Some good poker content. There's an abundance of poker content, but this one is some good poker content. Duffweiler popping it up again with his 10x's, 10-4. Panetti. Something tells me I might raise this one up, Johnny.
Yes, I think we're going to see a raise here. It's obvious that Duffweiler is using his chip stack and leveraging it against the table. So,
yep, and
obvious 3-bet spot here.
Yeah, and a bit like the spot we saw just before break, guys. You're watching. You know, he's 3-betting. I mean, he's basically he's never folding, but just giving himself, or at least giving that impression that if there were to be multiple ins behind, maybe he could fold for laddering purposes. Obviously, with kings wouldn't be doing that, but if you're going to do it with, if you're going to 3-bet jam like your ace 10, you don't necessarily want to jam it. You want to put that stack size. You've got to do the same thing with kings.
You see that smoke a little bit in the background there?
Yeah.
You guys are setting the mood and the vibes here in the poker room.
We're not messing around.
Oh, you guys, full production value here.
We're not messing around. This is a beautiful setup, as Johnny says. We're sat behind that screen as it happens, guys. In a little dressing room back there. It's quite luxurious. Got mirrors and everything.
Not a bad
it's a
green
good
room
one.
back here. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys. It's always a bit of a lottery. This is a good one.
I'm telling you though, outside the poker room, it's paradise.
It is.
It's been hard to be inside here.
It is. Yeah, we've been able to make use of the mornings at least, but then you know you come meet these guys on the break and they tell you how the best time to be outside is between 4 and 6, which is just when we can't be. No,
I will say when you come with your wife, it's a little bit different of experience. You know, you definitely want to enjoy the island.
Yeah.
And poker takes a back seat in those situations.
Yeah, and this is the kind of perfect venue for that sort of trip. A little bit of a hybrid. Maybe you might come in with a significant other. It's a good little spot. It's just nice, isn't it? You wander along all the different locations, should we say, along the water. You've got the beach, then you've got all the little jetties that you can lie out on. Have your drinks, have your food, dip in the sea for a little bit, come back.
Yeah, and they do it similar to in Mexico does something similar where they do all-inclusive vacations where you pay one price. And it's so amazing when you're on vacation because you can just stumble from restaurant to restaurant, bar to bar, not worry about your tab, and just enjoy everything.
It's just easier, isn't it? Yeah, that's a great point to note for those considering coming out here in the future, perhaps. Because we know some poker stops, including some of the ones that we have with Party, can be quite expensive. Even if you win a seat, you know, some people come and they're like, well, okay, well, like a beer's $9 or whatever. You come to Merit, as soon as you set foot on property, put the wallet in the safe. You don't need it.
Yes, much easier to budget.
Yeah. You can go as wild as you want. All included. Unfortunately, the desserts at the buffet are also included.
Definitely.
They have been getting a pounding.
And there's a lot of options.
I've sampled most of them.
They bring the food from all over the world. France, the Americas, you know, the Turkish delights.
Yeah.
They have everything in here. Speaking of, I'm actually gonna have my first Turkish bath after this.
There we go.
I've never had one before.
Well, if you're gonna have one, it's one of the best places you could do it. What a life, eh? Turkish baths, beaches, all inclusive, and even a little session of 5-10.
Yes, I got in a session the other night, and the games were wild.
Yeah.
Games were wild. I was talking to you about this a little bit off camera, but it seems like Cyprus is a unique stop in that a lot of countries, a lot of regions find this place accessible.
Yeah. Yeah, it's certainly that. Obviously, it's right in the corner of Europe. Axis is the Near East, even the Far East, Central Asia, Russia. And everyone can get here. That's the thing. You know, you get some stops, and you know, some countries, you know, you may have to get. The Russians, they want to come to the UK, they've got to get a visa.
Yeah.
It can cause issues. Here, it's not an issue. They can just come.
Especially with COVID and all the regulations with that.
Right. Yeah, even that on top.
And on property, I was able to actually get a PCR test, which I will need to travel back to the United States.
There we go.
Didn't even need to leave the property.
I just come. I don't know if them set up in the lobbies.
I don't know if they build my hotel room or what. They didn't ask for payment though.
Well, there we go. It's free. They don't ask. It's free. Everything's free. Even this coffee that's just arrived is free.
Which, by the way, I tweeted this out this morning. Actually, I'm a big fan of Turkish coffee. I like it better than espresso.
Oh, there we go. You're in the right place. Erkan's he's a Turk who's a big fan of playing pots. This one, very reasonable. Ace 3 hearts. Raising it up. Panetti.
You guys are really professional over here. I mean, your segues are perfect. Love it. Not to mention your accents. It sounds so professional in here.
There we go. We get away with a lot if you've got a British accent, you see. Yeah, it carries a bit more credibility.
Yeah.
Even when you talk absolute nonsense. Here he is. Erkan, many a fan's favourite. The neutrals are rooting this guy on. He's lively.
Big blind? Yeah, on top.
I think with the play getting down to 4, the stacks are finding that little bit deeper. I'm not saying we're deep. But most of this final has been playing pretty shallow, and it's
going to take one off on the button there with 9 deuce off.
Yeah, I mean, we know he likes the 10-4 and the 10-3, but
the timing is impeccable though. Ace 9 suited in the small blind here.
There we go. Yeah. Rips Erkan. Give him a little stare down. If I was wondering, table's in the background. That is the main event going off. It's day 1A today. And over 200 players already in the mix in that main event. Of course, we have day 1B tomorrow, and I believe there's a turbo day 1 as well. Like a last chance saloon. I think on the morning of day 2 perhaps. I'll have to check on that. But
I did fire 1 tournament so far and busted pretty quickly, but when all things considered, I busted around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It allowed me to go out, enjoy the day, eat the buffet.
Don't want to bust at 6.
Spend time with my wife, you know, and if I'm not going to collect the bounty and I'm not going to cash, be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's a good time to go. Yeah, no end of restaurant choices. Duff Violet with a real hand. Nice jack raising up Panetti. Well, I think the king 7 off and 20 bigs, not going to be a hand. He's going to look to play. The eagle eye in the background there, spot the tournament clock. Looks like 30 3-minute average, but it must be above that actually. That would be with 5 left. So the clock needs updating. Farid defending 8-5 offsuit in the big blind.
Check.
Duthweiler continues the good run. Jack 7-7, top pair, top kicker. Johnny, kind of you raise it up under the gun, albeit four-handed, and the big blind calls. These pair boards are just always attacking, aren't we?
Definitely. Obviously, Mustafa doesn't have a hand that he can really continue with here. You know, running good in poker is more than it seems. It's not only flopping a good hand for yourself, but it's having your opponent flop the second best hand.
Right. Yeah, it's a huge aspect. The hidden luck, I like to call it.
Exactly.
Everyone thinks it's all about, spiking the ace when you're all in with ace queen against kings, but it's not. It's about all these little things.
This woman actually dealt to me the other day, this Ukrainian woman, and I actually really love the outfits that
it's the sort of 1920s prohibition era outfits. We've been discussing it. I can't quite figure out why we have them, because it doesn't really fit in with the theme of the place, other than that, but we like it.
It feels high class.
Yeah, I really like it. James Romero out in 5th, 93k. Arkov Unushin got 74 for 6th. We play 61-20. And like I say, it's a little deeper now. The shortest stack is 20 big blinds. 124k locked up, but 377 up top. And of course, a little diamond trophy you get with these things, Johnny. They look good at home on the mantelpiece.
A worldly final table. It looks like we have 6 nations represented in the final 6.
I think that's fitting for this place, right?
325.
Yeah, Bulgarian, Swiss, Turkish, German. Fighting it out. And in poker, I think you just got to be scared of the Germans. They do all right in this game.
They have a reputation.
There was a while there you couldn't win a tournament unless you were German.
I'm actually headed back to the Americas tomorrow. World Series of Poker is coming up, and the Germans are having a tough time getting to America. But the ones that really, the ones that know all of the rules and everything, they're either here in Cyprus, they're in Mexico, they're in whatever, I don't even know what zone it's called, but they're in whatever zone of country they need to be so that they can invade the World Series of Poker and make their final tables and tally up those bracelets.
Yeah, we're quite fortunate that is it yesterday or the day before yesterday that the US announced the relaxation of rules. Not till November, so some of us are going to have to hold off till November to get in the World Series, but at least it's now an option.
There are some loopholes, though, if you travel to these other countries like Cyprus or Mexico.
The 2 weeks, or 15, I think it's 15 nights or something.
Yeah, I think it's 15 nights.
Yeah, you have to do. But yes, as for North Cyprus, certainly counts as one of them. If you're in the 10 days in a government isolation hotel from the south, it's fine.
That's interesting. So for us to go to America, we just need the PCR test. So the trip from South Cyprus or regular Cyprus to North Cyprus was a little long, and we had to go through 2 border checkpoints, and the North Cyprus airport is much closer, so we booked to go home through Istanbul, which is basically the only place that North Cyprus flies, I believe.
Yeah.
Very interesting political status. I was reading through it on the Wikipedia page.
Okay, yeah, I used to actually live in the south. What, about 17, 18 years ago, I guess.
Was Cyprus a popular place for poker players after the whole regulations and everything happened with Black Friday and everything?
Malta
was, I know.
Yeah, Malta was, and there was actually I know for a fact that for a little while there was a house in Limassol in the south that included the likes of Jason Kuhn and Chris Moorman. They lived together in a house there, so it was one of the places, but.
Jason Moorman has been wreaking havoc on the live tournament scene as well. So when those guys switch over from online and they put their mind to live, it's just you have no shot.
Yeah, he used to needle him for years about the fact he couldn't win anything live.
He's finally there.
He's done all right since. I was actually with him when he won his first ever live event. It was in my local casino in Brighton, and he won a £50 rebuy tournament.
Oh, wow.
And that was it. I gave him. There was so much pressure on him because we just put it into the thing like you're never going to win a live tournament. And he finally did it. Took down 50 rebuy.
A celebration like no other.
It was hilarious. I mean, it had like multiple World Series finals, but then not won one. But we were like,
Yep.
he finally done it.
Ace on the button for Erkan.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, Erkan is the airport that we're going to be flying out of tomorrow.
I mean, be a scary airport. Erkan's an airport. This guy's wild. But yeah, that is the option. A lot of travel here via that route. Muster in the tank in the small with King 8.
Getting a little huffy and puffy, it looks like.
1
Yeah,
million.
yeah, here we go. Wow, it's the first time really he's had enough chips to start doing anything, and Erkan's definitely got to showdown with some rather weak holdings, and Mustafa obviously just making that adjustment. You know, I don't think he's gonna do this against a lot of players, but says Erkan plays too many hands, raises too many hands, albeit, you know, ace-3 from the button, completely reasonable, but he thinks this guy's gonna raise fold more than most, so I have to slip in a few more 3-bets, and King 8, pretty good hand. We got a king.
Dare I say I had the live read on that one and saw it coming.
And big sizing as well, 1 million, just really dissuading the peel. 4x in it. That's the other thing, I think, Johnny, when you make these adjustments against kind of more wild players like Erkan, you got to be careful because they might just peel, right? They don't know the rules. You know,
Yeah, definitely.
It's 4 left. He's supposed to fold a lot, but
It's one of those. It's one of those sizes where you expect him to fold or go all in.
right.
And it's the perfect amount for you to be able to just fold your hand once he does ship all in.
Yeah, that's definitely the option he's trying to give. El Saba in the chat asking, is this the only event covered today on stream? I thought this would be over and out. Yeah, I did go out and break, guys, and I was alluding to the fact that we might be covering the 25k super high roll later, but I believe the start time's been kicked back and it's just going to finish very late. So on break, the decision was that we won't be covering it. You never know with these things. Sometimes they do change, but I wouldn't be expecting it if you're at home. So unfortunately for today, this will be our only coverage, this 10k, but we'll have plenty of main event action coming up later in the week. So your poker fix will be met. But hey, this one might go on a while. These guys are in here. It's starting to level out the stacks a little bit.
These are always fun. The mystery hands. Is he dominated or is he dominating?
Raising it up, 275 on the button with the 8 of clubs. Yeah, Panetti's King 8 could well be, well, should be ahead here, I guess. Mustafa going to pop up with plenty of weaker. King and 15 blinds. No decision. Wow, it's just going to fold. I didn't see that being one of the options, Johnny, at that price, but
King 8 offsuit, good enough for $1 million the last hand.
right. Like, I mean, I would like to see a defender. Wouldn't hate on a rip just because we're the shortest. These guys are opening wide.
I gotta say, I've always wanted to say raise 1 million.
Yeah, well,
Ever since I saw Jerry Yang doing it on the World Series of Poker coverage.
the 5-10 games here are good, but maybe not good enough for the 1 million raises.
No, but they actually did have much bigger games down there. 510 was actually the smallest game that they had running.
Yeah, it's crazy. You walk around that room and you see all the flags behind the tables.
I felt like there was 20 plus tables of games bigger than 510 with a 15 ante.
Yeah.
PLO, big PLO running.
PLO, the Hold'em, it's just full of games, and like you say, 510 the smallest. I mean, I think 510 the smallest this festival. I think if you were to come here the rest of the year, then obviously for those watching, you find games that perhaps are more suited to your budget, because yeah, starting at 510 is a high stakes room. Especially the way these guys play as well. The 510 plays big.
Definitely.
And are you just playing the Hold'em, or do you dabble in the PLO as well?
I was playing the Hold'em. Getting to that age where, you know, you're married, you're thinking about kids, switching to a new game is just not in the cards for me.
All right, come on, chat. We'll get him. We can get him in. Get him in some PLO.
You know, maybe small stakes in Vegas. You know, out drinking with some friends. We might mix in a little PLO.
No.
Oh.
Go.
Well, change of cards. It seems.
One hand. Doesn't matter.
As Henry mentioned the other day on stream, guys, these RFID cards, they're very fancy, but they're easy to damage. They're a little firmer than most. I mean, what a jump in technology we've had, Johnny, for watching poker. When it used to be, we were saying yesterday, kind of, I do miss sometimes the low camera angle and it's squeezing out the card. It has some magic to it, but it's nice that we just always get every hand exactly right.
Well, if you miss the whole card cam angle, you can always watch YouTube poker vlogs.
There we go. There he is. Boom.
I got you with your segue there.
There we go. Check it out, Johnny Vibes on YouTube. Fingers crossed, vlog coming from here. A short bit of poker.
Yes, it is my last night here. I plan on playing a little bit tonight and packaging up a little video from just it's been a great trip. So I want to kind of showcase this property just because it's so great, and I think a lot of Americans, which is largely my audience, don't even know about this place.
Yeah, and like you've said here on stream, and a lot of people have found here, the games are good. Like,
definitely.
This is a 10K with 157 players in it, and there have been more than a few, should we say, questionable plays. A few players you wouldn't mind playing against, especially for these sort of stakes. Urkan popping up from the small ace-queen. Farid peeling in the big blind with queen 8, and, well, misses the flop. But it's going to stab when checked to. Does have some backdoors with that 8.
Call.
Urkan wasting no time. Flicking the chips with a call. Ace high. Still figures to be best all the time as it is here, and has the queen of clubs as a little backup. And wow.
That's a brutal card.
Here we go. Buckle up. Oh, Farid just checks back.
Wow.
Johnny, I thought you may see him just
I thought that
value
could
bet
be,
himself to death there.
I thought that could be an all-in pot if he bet that turn there.
Man, such a tiny bet on the end.
Is he coming to raise? Oh, call. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the bet, it wouldn't been out of the question to see a raise there, would it, with a queen? But
I think
look at that. That pot could have been huge.
Yeah, loses the minimum.
Wow. I mean, I'm really surprised Farid checked that queen turn, guys. Kind of, you got Urkan. We've seen Urkan make some very light calls. When you bet flop, he calls, and you turn top pair, you want to be betting. But Farid has done this for a few days. We've been watching. Just keeps ducking and diving, dodging these spots. Made an incredible fold the other day, 2-10s. I don't know if you saw the hand, the wild hand we had with 5 left in the warm-up. It was a pocket 4s, open ripped. He was the next seat for 15 blinds with 10s. He folded.
Wow.
The next seat had kings.
Wow.
The next seat had 10s. The other 2 10s were
Oh my
folded.
gosh.
And the big blind in this 5-handed game had the aces.
Oh my goodness.
It was 4s, 10s, 10s, kings, and aces in the same hand. And he managed to survive the spot and end up getting second place when I think everyone would have been in for 15 blinds with the 2 10s, but he obviously, Spidey senses were off. They were going.
Call.
And he managed to avoid going broke. Parlayed it into $156,000.
Dare I say white magic?
There it is. It's not all what the book says. You've got to look around the table.
Checks back the ace here.
Yeah. Has raised a few of these limps, but with the kind of hands we might expect him to raise, with the ones that play pretty poorly post. Ace-4 off plays pretty well, and nice to have some ace-x when we check back as well, so he's using this ace-4 off in that way. Flops a pair, but Farid with a 9. Faces a bet. Interesting duff fighter. Definitely see him going both ways with a 4 here. On a flop, it does decide to bet it.
Yeah, this bet is obviously for equity denial. Folding out his hands like, you know, Jack 8, 6, 7 that have good equity against his ace 4.
Exactly that. Been called once. Jack, not the best of cards. Obviously, the other hands that were called, hands like Jack 10, Queen 10, Queen Jack, all get there. Duff fighter as well, unfortunately having an ace, not ideal. You want your opponent to check calls some ace highs. I think No's probably done with this spot. I mean,
yeah, this is a pretty bad run out for ace 4 once you face a call.
Yeah, there's not. Check back. I mean, you can beat 4s. You can beat other 4s. It's a good thing. step in the wrong directions. Farid over 4 million, incredible. This man just keeps surviving. One Love says PLO is 2 degen, but 1-3 PLO sounds like fun. Exactly that. That's how we get him. You get him in the 1-3. They suddenly think this game starts great, and you get him in the 5-10.
And then you all of a sudden you have a huge session in the 1-3, and you think that you can parlay that into the bigger stakes.
Yeah.
I like the outfits of the servers as well.
Yeah, everything's just on point here.
Bir atom alabilir miyim?
The first day I showed up, I was ordering, and I kept waiting for them to bring me a bill for something, you know. Even here in the poker room, I asked for something, they brought it to me. Never asked me for any money.
300.
Just been waiting for it. Maybe I'll see it on checkout.
Yeah, he's in for a nasty surprise tomorrow. This story told for years. You guys remember that? Johnny Vibes who came here and thought it was all inclusive. We got him good. Every one of those little desserts you've taken from the buffet, the camera's been on you. Okay, interesting. Panetti. We sort of fold King 8 offsuit from the big blind against the raise, but now peels with Deuce 4 suited. Pops a gut shot straight draw on this Ace 10-3, but something tells me Erkan's going to bet too big for him to really have a chance of continuing. Erkan's not one for the one blind bets. There he goes.
Oh yeah,
400k. Yeah.
He bets a very large size. He only had a 2 SP stack to pot ratio here, so he can't really do much.
Yep. It's tempting. Gut shot to the wheel, backdoor spades, but as Johnny says, facing that 400k bet, only has another 1 million behind on top of that. Well,
it's really tough.
Here we go. He is sticking around. I guess he's going for the old. If he goes check, get to far off at the river and maybe steal one here. You got to trust. Ooh,
oh.
Hello. There's plan A and there's plan B. Plan B is just get there.
All in.
Oh, and then he leads. Instantly called.
Snap from Erkan, and it would be a full double for Panetti. Erkan drawing dead. Wow.
Good luck.
He doesn't want to show his cards.
Yeah. Well, all smiles. But Panetti's will be the largest of the smiles. Up to 3.5 million. Erkan down to 3. It is really tight now between the four of them.
Come on.
Just some honest poker, Johnny. You know, you're cool with the gut shot, you turn the nuts, you just move all in.
I love it, and you get snap called. I love the reaction of both players too, just having fun. You know, there's no part of Erkan that's being demonstrative. Like, how do you call with the gut shot there with the 2 SPR?
Yeah.
And there's no part of him that's like, maybe I should have folded. You know.
970.
Okay.
Full double up.
De toute façon, il faut gamble un petit peu. Hein,
Ne znam, debelo mu bitna?
400 ben attım. O öyle. Pardon. 100, 200, 400, 600, 700, 800, 900. 9.
How much bet for?
How are we all doing, guys? If you are just tuning in, this is the 10k high roller final table. We're down to 4 here at the Merrick Crystal Cove. I am, of course, James Dempsey, but joined at this moment in time by the one and only Johnny Vibes, lending his voice to our stream.
And I appreciate you guys having me. It's been so much fun just being here. So to meet you guys for the first time, hang out with this professional setup, it's been awesome.
Yeah. Popping his head through the proverbial door. Stopping to Cyprus. Play a little poker.
Thank you.
Watch these heroes battle it out, and they are heroes. Some
I
stuff going on.
I think I'm going to come back, though. It's been too fun here.
Yeah, I mean, spread the word. You know, when you get home, the games are good.
The games most definitely are good.
This is probably a combination, perhaps, of the first real sort of major live event we've been able to run, and just the eclectic mix that North Cyprus allows to occur means that the games have been really quite special. I think anyone watching will know that, hey, maybe I win a Party Poker Live passport and I've got to choose which of these main events to play. Do I go up to, you know, Playground in Montreal where the standard is a little tougher, or do I
That's why I popped down here to Cyprus, where
me for a
I got a
second,
real
I was
shot winning a lot of money.
But,
There's also a sneaky advantage for Americans. They're actually playing in US dollars. And I was able to transfer USDT to the cage I didn't have to travel with any money.
Yep.
And then when I leave, I don't have to travel with any money. I can just send it back with USDT. So I can't even do that in the United States.
You know the turn? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is very accommodating. The German just chilling, watching the world burn. Yeah, well, Duff Fighter wasn't just chilling earlier. He was the one doing all the front running. But still a quiet period for him. Still has over 5 million in chips. Could easily have been down to the final 2 by now. The way these guys have been throwing it about. A couple of interested faces on the rail. Again, peeling from the small with A6
Аз не съм
offsuit. Don't show this one at home,
сигурен,
kids.
какво май направи? Че клона му догна с ныца търна. О, не съм сигурен, сега ще питам след ръката.
Well, 10-9 deuce or diamonds. His ace is the ace of diamonds.
Something that tells me that he's going to need a court order from Interpol to fold this hand.
And I mean, Duff by there, we can see one guy who's opened a queen. It's, you know, queen 9, queen 10, queen jack, king queen. All contenders, all of which are involved in this flop.
Exactly.
I call on the flop and I push all in. Okay.
One big blind bet on the flop. Okay.
Yeah, remember this.
Potentially some
No, I
additional
not see.
equity here.
I just...
Drawing
Right.
to an
I
8.
not see the hand.
Whoa,
Oh,
checks through.
oh.
Diamonds on the river.
Instantly, Jen. They don't mess around here. Quickly.
Wow, the snap all in for 2.4 times pot. Duffweiler's eyebrows raise. His cards hit the mark. Yeah, we've seen this a few times with Blackhan today. When he's made his hands on the river, he's not necessarily bet all in, but he bets very quickly.
Same thing happened in the previous double up with the straight on the turn from his opponent.
Right. Yeah, pace of play a little faster today for those watching who also watched the warm-up. It was slow at times, would be a kind way of putting it. Chat loving it.
of diamonds.
The action. Welcome, one and all.
Good card.
I know, it'll be early for most of you still as we're getting down to the final 4 here in Cyprus.
Good card.
I had diamond as well.
Oh, wow.
Flush, but no good feeling.
Ace,
He's being very truthful with his holdings.
internet.
Internet.
I'm going to have to show it anyways, he
Yeah.
says.
It was actually remarkable. We had on the warm-up
I'll
final,
leave you anyway.
we had a couple players telling quite a lot of lies about their holdings.
Yeah, it's always interesting on the live streams.
250.
Part of me is like, it's quite funny to lie because so many people just aren't bothered checking because they just seem going to tell the truth, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
The most common answer in that situation is you'll see it on TV.
Yeah.
That used to be a meme back in the day, but with all the live streams now, it's actually true.
Panetti popping it up. King 9. Mustafov flat from the small with 2 6s. I'm playing about 30 effective, and Duthweiler in the big. Going to take things 3-way with 10-6 offsuit. Little loose, but I think Duthweiler is confident post-flop when this guy wants to get as many spots like this as he can, and well, he was dominated on the 6, but not dominated on the 10. Top pair is in the lead. Panetti and 9, the only interest in this pot. Well, now the King 9 working together does have a gut shot. And Johnny, having raised pre, checking back the flop, we get to have a lot of these kind of cards, right? We can have the Queen Jack, the King Queens. And hands like this that warrant betting. King 9, King Jack, Ace Jack.
Exactly. No surprise he's going for a bet here.
Gone pretty small. Chipping makes life quite difficult for Mustafov, but he does call him. Well, are we going to see Duthweiler fold now?
I don't think so.
It's such a small sizing, isn't it?
It is interesting though when he's facing that bet and a call from the small blind.
Right. And he does fold.
Oh, okay, he does fold.
Look at this. Mustafov calls, gets the better hand to fold behind, gets to the river with the best of it. But again, all those hands we just mentioned, ace jack, ace king, king jack, all just improved.
This card is so good for Panetti on the river. Do you think he's going to pull the trigger?
It has to, right? And look at that. It goes. I love the sizing as well. The one pair sizing, you know, just 400k. No, he's reaching for chips. Surely not. What are we hoping to beat here? The man's opened under the gun.
Did you see that big gulp right there? There was a big gulp on the river.
That's scary stuff for Panetti. Face mask helps these things, I think. You know, you just
It
get to cover
definitely
up.
does.
You hide behind it. But, I mean, what are you expecting to see here if you're cool? Well, I think King 9, but...
I think if I'm in Mustaf's seat, I'm expecting to see a hand like ace jack or
Right.
something.
What
yeah,
can we
something
actually
like
beat that's open under the gun four-handed? Very few hands.
And he
No! Wow. Wow. Wow. How? Duthweiler's face!
with a raise of the eyebrows there.
Wow. Wow, shake of the head from Panetti. The eyebrow wave raised from Duthweiler.
You fold 7 or 10?
No, no 10. No 7.
Jeez. I do not know how he's made that call. I thought the bet sizing was perfect, 400k. Just looked like it could be a strong queen. Looked like it could be an ace.
I had to bet more then.
Wow, blind's going up, 81.60.
Yeah, good call, good call. Hero call, but good call.
Yeah, of course, hero call.
Wow. Been my favourite hand so far on this final, that one. I can't fault Panetti.
Yeah, it would have been a much tougher bluff on the river had Duthweiler called there. You know, bluffing into two people is much different than bluffing into one.
Right. And Duthweiler.
Both players with a piece here.
Yeah. And
160.
limping in and stabbing with bottom pair. Kind of.
I would say the board is pretty neutral here, but Duthweiler definitely can have this board.
Yeah, it's interesting. We've seen him bet bottom pair twice now on these blind on blind confrontations, where typically see most players are going to check their bottom pairs, keeping some weaker. The 4 was a different situation. The 7, a much stronger hand, but well, bets, gets raised, folds, gets shown a king. Zacabello asking, is that Mustafov who came second in warm-up? It is. He's still here in this 10K. He would have finished that warm-up at 3 in the morning, dragged himself out of bed the next day. You could reg for the first level of day 3 of this high roller, so he obviously did that, jumped in there, spun it up, and here he is, down to the final 4 again. And while making hero folds the other night, now making hero calls.
There's something to be said for confidence in these things.
Right? Play the rush.
Exactly.
Well, for the first time in a while, Duthweiler definitely not the chip leader, but this may not stop him here. No, just cool. I think he's going with the strategy, Johnny, like I say, of just trying to keep pots small here. I think he's very confident that he'll be the better player down the streets. I can with an ace in the big. It's nice to take it three-way. Always scary, guys, when you take these kind of hands three-way, the ace deuce off against this action.
You know, I'd much rather have a hand like 7-9 off or something like that, which would coincidentally be still dominated against our ace-7 suited here.
It would be. Oh. Jack 7-3 Death Rider with the best of it and backdoor spades. Farid Mustafov's, pardon me, low with the Queen 5 of diamonds. There's some potential down the streets with this hand. Death Rider has tended to bet his hands, and I feel like this is a much better spot to be betting, just because we know Erkan's not folding a lot of hands. You want to get some value.
Likely the best hand the majority of the time here as well.
Right, and I guess when Erkan's not folding too many, Mustafov's probably going to bet his hands a higher frequency than maybe he would normally, but he has fewer traps, more value lines. You know, if you're playing against Death Rider and Fedor Holtz, maybe you're gonna check a lot more of your good hands and your bad hands.
Oh, he's facing a check raise here.
The back doors.
Wow.
He's got some back doors. Got an overcard. Wow, Death Rider's been put through the ringer.
I guess if I'm ever going to check raise the spot, it would be a hand like a Queen 10 of diamonds or something like that. And he does hold the Queen of diamonds in hand. A bit ambitious against a strong German on the button.
I just wonder, like I say, if Death Rider's going to put the same thing. Well, why would he slow play with Erkan in the pot? Erkan doesn't ever fold. Look at this Death Rider, not ready to give up just yet. Of course, he shouldn't. He's got a 7. He's got backdoor nut spades and an over. Make Mustafov work hard to win this pot. Don't let him have it for a check raise.
It's really hard to have check raises for value on this particular board texture.
Ooh. Gut shot for Mustafov. He does improve. Death Rider picks up nut spades. And this is a card I expect we're going to see a second shell. I mean,
but look at the size of the pot. We have 3.1 in the million, 3.1 behind for Duthweiler. It's getting dicey here for Mustaf.
Yeah, I mean, okay. He does check it. Death Rider imagines with this hand. Should be happy to try and get the showdown. Especially happy to see this river card. Although there is some concern. 7 is somewhat fragile. Jack on the river is a lovely card to see.
Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to see a river bluff here on this particular river card. Something that I actually talk about in my YouTube videos. River board pairs, don't bluff.
Yeah.
The absolute value of your hand has not changed from turn to river. They're probably not going to fold.
Yeah. And you wouldn't be folding here. They're not second pair. The eyes, the eyebrows, the forehead tells the stories. He's seeing some things, as our boy Death Rider. I mean, this one made a lot more sense.
I didn't see it. Did he show his hand face up, or did he just straight muck it?
I think he showed it, yeah.
Okay.
He had to show it. Death Rider then retakes that chip lead. He lost it for a short while.
Yes.
Right, Johnny, I'm fast in the campaign here in the commentary booth, and I always am, about the rarity of the bet check bet line as a bluff when boards don't really change. I'm like,
well,
it's always value.
There's a reason why it's rare.
It's always value, but they always fold. I'm like, people got to start bluffing these spots. Like that one not being one of them, of course, that was a very different spot, but along that line. Well, I say people always fold them. It depends what games you're in. If you're in you're playing against tough opponents. But
I think if you just folded every single time someone check raised the river, you would be ahead money. I don't care what you have. Obviously, nuts withstanding.
Yeah, bar the nuts.
Yeah, and here, right?
kind of a refreshing final table. You know, it's not 4 wizards here. It's 4 guys that are, well, it's 3 guys that are mixing it up, really. You know,
Yep.
check raising flops with queen 5 of diamonds, back doors, calling raises from the small blind with ace-6 off, hero calling rivers with pocket 6s, you know, just like a really wild card final table. It makes it really fun to watch.
Yeah, very much not what you would expect in a 10k high roller on the final. But that's the beauty, and that's some mention in the chat here. You know, people saying you go to some smaller games, you might find them tougher, and that's just the nature of poker. It's the blind doesn't necessarily dictate the level of player. It just takes what the player has in their pocket. I mean, someone in the chat here said, you know, it's quite hard to climb the ladder these days, and it is. And people who got 10 years head start maybe will be further up there. Well,
Wow,
here we go.
Instantly called. Instantly called for
Wow. Yeah.
for 3 million here.
Look at that. Again, Dufffinder with the 3-bet rip. His face says it all.
And Urkan's face says it as all as well. He's like, well, this is a standard spot, right?
Urkan's like, I've got an ace. What did you expect me to do? Fold it? Dufffinder feels a bit sick here.
I think Duthweiler says, perhaps think about it.
Yeah. Oh, 4 and an ace. Dufffinder reduced to backdoors. Jack 10 or running spades. Wow. Johnny, wow. Okay. He's still sweating it, but he's almost home.
And that is going to do it.
Wow, wow, wow. I think we could do some editing at the end of the day and just clip Dufffinder's eyebrows. They've been raised a few times.
He's actually doing the accounting now.
Well, the 3-bet rip King Queen, in theory. You can make quite a few better hands fold. You'll have not be taking the pot. And yeah, in theory, you make ace 4 offsuit fold.
You know, that's specifically you're getting ace 4 offsuit to fold there.
Right. If you're not making ace 4 fold, then
yeah. Yeah, if ace 4 is never folding and always snap calling, then I hate the rep.
Yeah. This is the beauty of poker, guys. You look at your charts and your game theory, decision trees and whatnot, but if your opponent deviates this wildly, then the correct move changes. And Duthfinder sees it there. Ace 4 offsuit snap.
And now he's reduced to approximately 3 million in chips. Should be okay to navigate.
Yeah, scary. Just got back the chip lead. Well. Urkan, people's champion, perhaps. If they're neutral, it's hard not to root for this guy.
Sorry.
It's 5.8 million.
Looks like he's just north of 20 bigs.
Yeah, just rifles it from the small into the shorter stacked Panetti behind. Easy decision there. Panetti shallower behind. Leverage at ICM. I think Panetti very aware. I think Urkan, the only true live wire on the table. He's the one that obviously happy to raise call off with ace 4. You see Panetti doing the same. Staff off. You see very competent. So capable of, like I say, these wild lines. The 2-6 is cool. I was really, really curious.
We'll be interested to see how Duthweiler navigates this just north of 20 big blind stack. If he decides to peel some, knowing that fold equity isn't quite there with some of these players.
Check.
8-8 deuce. One that you're always going to see the PFR c-bet.
160.
Does so for a blind. Okay, we're king high.
Figures to be the best hand a fair amount of the time here, king 9. I could see a continue for this sizing.
Looks like he's getting ready to pitch them in.
Oh,
Cool.
it did look like he had a folding motion there. It
Yeah.
looked like he was getting ready to toss those into the muck.
Check.
Hello.
Plan B.
Yep. Mustafov stabbed the flop, and figures ace high still to be good, I think.
This has been true to his previous
160.
motions, acting quickly with value on the river.
Yeah. And bets one blind on the end. Mustafov calls with ace high, which is somewhat reasonable for such a small bet. Even though, like you say, he's probably new. And he's like, oh, this really again? And you write the speed of the bet.
Is he bluffing 1 and 8 times there?
Right.
I don't know. I don't think so.
But we can sleep better by calling.
Yes. Obviously a very small bet in terms of the pot, in terms of his stack.
Keep him honest. Ante down to 15 blinds. We are playing with a big blind ante, don't forget. It's expensive to sit here. Okay, and with a pair in the small. Just decides to rip it, and actually this is quite fun because oh wow, Mustafa, I didn't realize he got down to 2.4. Wow. This is
I think we're gonna see a call here, yeah.
He does call.
Showdown, please.
I like this from Erkan. Flipping again, trying to send Mustafov to the rail in fourth.
Does the run good continue?
Whoa, this is it. Can you do it again? Calls it off with ace-10 as well he should. Down to just 15 blinds himself. Tied shortest stack. Got to take some gambles sometime. Ace-10 certainly good enough. Blind on blind. And misses, but picks up a cut shot draw. 8-10 or ace.
Fading the ace 10-8 will put him in a very favorable position here.
Oh, there it is. It's the one you want to hit. Just got to fade a 10 for the chop. Okay, looks dejected, but he's won the flips in the right order. Oh, what a needle. What a needle.
Just for some Mediterranean salt on the river.
Wow. Well, yet another double up on this final table.
And another eyebrow raise from Dothweiler.
Lucky man. No, you lucky man, bro.
No? That lucky? Keşke ben lucky.
Well, I've seen Farid
1 million, 2 million.
Mustafov double up many a time over the last few days.
2,550.
No, Coco. 2 million
Is it
değil, 1
he
million.
now who can kick on from here
5.
with the stack?
1 million, 2 million, 2 million, 400, 2 million, 515. 2 million.
Bunlar 1 million değil mi?
Yeah.
5 1 million, 1 million, 2 million.
2 millions, 4,
Tamam.
5,
Okay.
2 millions, 5.
25-15 is the bet.
Thank you.
Chip leading with 32 blinds. The stacks
Yeah.
are definitely shrinking in terms of the blinds.
For flipping.
All in coaching. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nature of the beast. The short stacks keep winning. The blinds keep going up. The stacks will get shallower. Like I say, it's not like they're knitting it up here. They're playing.
Oh, no, definitely not.
It's just the way it goes sometimes. We saw it in the warm-up the other night. I mean, it was crazy, that tournament. We got to, hour-long levels in that event. And at the end of the day, there were 29 big blinds in play.
Wow.
It was just unbelievable how the short stack kept surviving.
Eskat alabilir miyim? Eskat. Sade.
Can't see this one quite going the same way. Panetti with 15 blinds in the cutoff with Jack 9 of hearts. Looks like he wants to get involved. I think, though, the prudent thing would be just to get out of the way and let Erkan potentially get involved, because he's on a similar stack now and will always have the... Oh, actually, he's still got 4 million. Wow.
It always hurts a little bit, though, looking down at the Jack 9 suited, knowing that you can't play it.
Yeah. You think, oh, where's my cash game?
Exactly.
You don't fold that hand too often, do you, Johnny?
No, not too often. 200 big blinds deep. I'm willing to put in, you know, 10 big blinds or so. If it's a 3-bet,
there we go.
Let's run it.
You look at those, you think these are the money makers. The Jack 9 suited to the world.
But here in these tournaments, the ace highs and the king highs of the world are the rulers of the tournament four-handed.
They certainly are.
Oh, and that's what we run into here.
There it is. Now, could seem to go a couple of ways here. Obviously, still, even though Mustafov covers, there's still quite a lot of pressure on him if Duffalo were to rip. It's not like we can raise call off too liberally. At the same time, like we see here, it's always nice to have some ace-x when we peel out the big. Ace-3 offsuit. Sides. To have that in there. And the 9-4 deuce flops a wheel draw. Snap off with solitary club. Stab stuff fighter will be going nowhere. The ace high and the gut shot to the wheel. Sam can easily still be ahead. And he has the beautiful position. Mustafov. Well, not many cards he can continue on. That might be one, but I still don't think he will. Duffviolin, meanwhile, with the wheel. It's easy to sit here, isn't it, in CR where you've got the 7 of clubs and the club draws live, but such a weak club.
He's been zigging and zagging in the right moments today. Let's see if he continues with his fortuitous timing.
Yeah, especially as well, like that 5, it connects around the deuce 4. Not that Duffviolin has loads of those cards, given how shallow they are pre-flop, but he has some, and of course he's going to have a whole bunch of flushes. I guess we'll see a bet for Duffviolin.
Yeah, even with someone as wild as Mustafov, I think that you have to bet here. Get value from the naked clubs.
Right.
Get value from all of the higher pairs, you know, at 9x. There's a load of hands that you expect to get value from here by betting.
Yeah, you raise pre, he gets to have all the other pairs, can have playing 9s. Like you say, can have an ace with a club that's going to want to stick around with a gut shot flush draw.
625.
Perhaps would be a tad more interested if that king was a club rather than the 7.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he would have to continue this one. I don't see how he can. Like I say, Duffviolin gets to have plenty of flushes. If he knew the 7 was live, it'd be a different manner. Turbulent times here. The Millions high roller final table. As much as this is the high roller, there's the 25k super high roller restarting a little later today. And all these guys will have the option to join in because late reg for that finishes later this evening. It should be, a nice parlay for someone perhaps. And Mustafov, there we go, yeah, final the warm-up. He's down to the last 4 here, who knows? I wouldn't bet against him, Johnny, just jumping in that one later tonight and making it into the money once again.
Definitely not, but isn't there another starting day tomorrow?
Not for the main event.
For the main event,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, but the super high roller tonight is...
Oh, there's a super high roller tonight.
Yeah, it's so day 2, for those that are nearby and have 25k burning a hole in their pocket, day 2 for that kicks off at 6 o'clock local, but you've got a couple of hours of late reg still.
two premium holdings here.
Here we go. Yeah, real one. A real one. Mustafov, though. He is the master of all ins.
Dangerous.
I like Mustafov's chances in this one.
See how it goes for him. Will we continue the form of the short stack? They've been winning these all-ins.
I really like the nice touches where they put the all-in button over the player who's actually all in.
It's quite good if you're sat in the room and different people sitting at home here. You can hear the commentary, you can see what's going on. But if you're sat in the room, all you can see is that King Deuce Deuce is a safe-looking board. I can say here, you know what's going on.
We're going to see a Broadway card on the turn.
All right. Broadway guarantee.
No.
Oh.
Luck may be turning for Mustafa.
Yeah, Panetti all of a sudden would be sitting on a decent stack, 4.7 million chips in the pot, if he can fade that ace or jack on the end. He does just that. The short stack perseveres once more here. The high roll-up final table.
Come on.
Looks like this poor floorman's going to get his shoes rehealed. Over here counting these all-ins.
He's been counting millions of chips dozens of times over.
Yeah. Man's going to be tired. Panetti started the day as the chip leader and is pretty close to that mark again. After that pot. Boohoo asking who is in the commentary box with me at the moment. It is the one and only Johnny Vibes. Poker content creator, would that be a fair way?
Sure, yeah.
Amongst other things.
It's just really interesting how that happened,
Right.
Just
what was the path?
It's you play poker for so long. I've been playing poker for over 10 years as a cash game professional. And one of my friends, Andrew Nemi, I saw making videos, and I'm like, that looks fun. Let me try that.
Yeah.
Uploaded a couple of videos and just really wanted to get better at public speaking, wanted to get better at video editing, wanted to have a new fun creative hobby, and never really thought that it would turn into something that was a regular thing. And here we are 4 years later. I've uploaded 100 videos.
Wow.
Which works out to about a video every 2 weeks, which isn't a ton of work. I still have to make money playing poker.
Right. I mean, it's a lot of time spent not playing poker, right? When you're editing, I imagine is the obviously you're making content about what you were doing before, so you're still playing a lot of poker. But yeah, it's weird, isn't it? How.
And it's very interesting when you're making the content, you're not making any money off of the content until you build it up to a certain point, and then you start, the money starts trickling in.
Right.
And now I'm reaching to the point of where it's actually becoming another revenue stream for me, which has been absolutely amazing, but not the reason why I started making videos in the first place.
No, and I imagine when you started doing it, you might have dreamt, maybe this would become successful, but you don't know, do you?
Yeah, no, never. And, we all have these self-deprecating thoughts where, I don't think I'm good enough to, be on camera, and people aren't going to think I'm interesting, but you just kind of have to go with it and see where it takes you.
It's brave. You put yourself out there, you take the shot, see what happens, and here we are.
Not to say I've made it by any stretch of the imagination. We have 50,000 followers on subscribers on YouTube. Occasionally I'll get a free room at a Marriott hotel or something like that.
But it's that's it. Like you say, you go through life and these weird things happen, right? You're playing poker, and maybe you say we'll see. You sort of saw Andrew do it, and maybe if he hadn't done it, you wouldn't have done it, and then who knows?
I will say the opportunities that it has brought me and the relationships that I've forged and people I've met along the way, the places that I've traveled to, it's definitely been worth it.
That's it's good stuff. I imagine it kind of it almost when you go through these long periods of playing cash games as well. I imagine it almost affords you like an outlet really to kind of
for sure
settle your own mind, right? When you go through these phases, it feels like you're sharing it with everyone. It must help.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely does, and it also builds a connection with your audience when you're willing to let them in on the ups and the downs, specifically the downs, because I think a lot of people can relate to losing at the poker table. It happens to everyone, including high-level pros, including the Jason Koons of the world, and people that are playing high rollers. They go through the ups and the downs as well. So to see someone who is playing similar stakes to you, you know, I've commonly talked about 5-10 no limit in my videos, 2-5 no limit, and to see, you know, longtime professionals also struggling, I think it builds a connection with the audience for sure.
Oh, here we go. Mustafov ripping Queen 7 suit from the small. It's what, a little over 10 big. Duffweiler with Queen 10 suit. I know he's, you know, probably wants to avoid marginal spots, but I think this hand might be a little bit too strong for him to fold. He knows Mustafov is going to be shoving a pretty correct range.
I think
Mustafov.
almost 10 big blinds or 11.
This is right on the cutoff here. This is
Yeah.
right on the border.
I say, you know, if this was a super stack final, I think there'd be no way he's folding. I think the only reason he maybe he's thinking about folding is perhaps the others involved, but I think he's going to make this call, if I'm honest.
7, 1, 8, 1, 8, 35.
1, 8.
1, 8, 35.
It's about 40% of his stack, though.
Yeah.
You know, if it was 20% of his stack, I think he gets it in there fairly quickly. This is definitely why he's thinking about it.
Yeah, he does.
1, 8 I call.
Yeah.
Double count. Oh.
1, 1.
He's just double checking. He says if it is 1-8, I am calling.
Yeah,
Wants to make sure.
35.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line, and well, Johnny Mustafov, he's good at getting out of trouble, but this one's going to be tough.
Doing it, old boy. Huh?
Can you do it once more, or will we be down to
7
3?
against Queen 10.
Mustafov and his regular railbird, rooting in 7s and clubs. Pot 3.8 million divided with another 3 behind, and well, a 10 high board, but there is a club, and there's some chance of straight. Well, it's never easy. 9 for a chop. Mustafov doing the, you know, the old backpack off on the stand up, the unclipping the microphone is the ultimate.
Good game.
Johnny, if you're ever on one of these final tables, actually you save that one for the last possible moment.
It's very similar to the one time.
Yeah. Mustafov is out in 4th then, guys. His second 6-figure cash on the week. Not a bad start to the series, as I say. May see him jumping that 25k later. He may save himself for the main event. Who knows? Tobias Duffweiler back above 6.5 million, but he was here a long time ago, up to 7 million. I think 6 or 7 players left.
Quite a roller coaster for Tobias at this final table.
I think he's aged a bit.
His eyebrows have raised quite a bit. Definitely showing some lines on the forehead.
Yeah, it's been stressful.
Only 1 big blind now?
No, I'm small. I was big before.
Yeah, guys, I see in the chat. Check it out. Johnny Vibes on YouTube.
Really great spot for Tobias here. Chip lead, 2 less experienced players.
Yeah, he's taken out the most experience of his opponents, I'd say. One who's potentially going to give him troubles. We saw the Queen 5 play.
But I must say, I still like Erkan's chances.
How can you not be rooting on Erkan, guys? You're watching at home. How can you not root on Erkan? The guy plays with his heart on his sleeve. If he thinks you haven't got it, he's going to call. Ace-4, let's go.
And he's not going to waste time thinking about it.
Yeah, it's refreshingly fast.
He's going with his gut.
Yeah. This series without shot clocks. It's been okay for the most part. That final table was a bit tedious at times, but these guys...
Oh, the wrong one. Shit. I was trying to show the other one, but I don't show both.
There he is. I imagine from here, Johnny, I just feel like he's going to make it stick this time. $7 million chips.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, here we go then. Confirmation for Reed out in 4th, 124k. 173 locked up. $250,000 change for second. First prize, 377,000. Guys, where are you all? 157 runners in this 10K. Why weren't there 158? Where were the rest of you? Should be here. Next time, North Cyprus is the place to come. The games are wild. The games are loose. The action's good.
You know, normally you see a first place of nearly $400,000 and you assume that they must be a big winner on the trip. But with those cash games down there, you never know.
Can't rule it out. Look at this. I love it. Panetti limps in. Okay, just pumps in a whole load of those 100K chips with his 5 deuce. $5K main event. It's only anyone's guess how many runners that's going to get. These guarantees have been smashed this week. This one only had a 500K guarantee. We've got 157 players. The 2K, we've got a 500K guarantee. I think nearly tripled that.
Yeah, I think if I come back again, I will either come with a poker buddy or perhaps come with someone like my brother and his wife so that our wives can kind of hang out together while we play poker.
Oh, pardon me. Panetti raises, okay, and just rips it in. Duffwater gives up ace-jack in the big blind. Wow. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, obviously it's hard to commit too much time to the poker when you're leaving someone behind to fill the days. Although if you're going to fill the days, I've been enjoying filling my mornings down by the beach.
Another thing that's been surprising and interesting is, you know, English is kind of the poker language where you go to these poker stops and you expect that you can speak English and get by. And, you know, I've been at the buffets, you know, asking perhaps like, what's in this? And they don't understand what I'm saying in English. But my wife will come up and they'll start speaking to her in Russian.
Right.
And I'm like, everybody speaks Russian here. So it's been hidden value that my wife's been here with me.
There we go.
To translate and tell me what they're saying.
You have like 4.
Was not expecting such a large Russian
4, yeah,
influence here.
4 and something.
That's fun. That's fun.
Duffwater in the small, investigating. It's got 2 5s.
Panetti fresh off of the raise fold.
Yeah.
Going to be a little shorter stacked.
Oh, finds an ace. It's going to be tough though, yeah. We want 25, 26 blinds.
Yeah.
This is the beauty of having the chip lead. You get to put the pressure on.
İyi.
I mean, they're obviously, if Duffwater had seen the cards, he would have wanted to call.
Eyvallah kardeşim inşallah ya. Break. Okay.
Well, it does seem like these guys are heading on a break. And there we go. Well, Johnny, I imagine these guys are going to break, and that'll be where we're going to let you go enjoy the rest of your evening in Cyprus, your final day. So thank you very much for coming along.
Thank you so much for having me. I think I'll bust the drone out so that we can make some nice scenic shots and perhaps package a little video from my time here. Thank you guys so much for having me. It's been a pleasure. I love the British accent. You guys are so, I just feel like I'm in the presence of genius when I am around British accents. So thank you for having me. And look forward to seeing you guys again in the future, perhaps in Vegas, perhaps at another party poker stop.
You will indeed. All right, guys, we're going on a short break. Johnny's off. Myself and Henry will be back in 15 for more of this 4-handed play. Here, pardon me, 3-handed play here at the the high roller final table. Get with it, James.
$725. Pass.
Kolev effectively jamming.
What is this?
Call. Call.
725 call.
Okay, call.
725 call.
Wait. It's not all in, my friend.
It's not a lean.
Not all in.
Yeah.
Raise.
Can I all in?
No.
No.
No,
You
but
have to
I
put
mean,
725.
we all know this is all in, Henry.
Okay, sorry. Don't.
340k back.
So Keza flicked in the one chip and then he was like, well, can I go all
Good
in
luck,
now?
my friend.
Yeah.
It is going to go in on the flop, I assume.
Yeah.
I mean.
1.6 million in the pot, 340 back.
How much there?
I mean,
2 million.
Keza may just bet it blind here.
2 million. I kept in the pocket more.
Have it in the pocket some more.
Without looking cards.
It's table stakes, guys.
No.
I don't need to look. I kept aces.
All in.
Call.
All in, call.
Nasali si?
Ne bi kaç. Top это.
Karo.
Here we go then.
Imam ne?
All in, call.
A safe flop for Keza. Not that it was relevant at this
Karo
point.
buttons.
Kupavat.
She needs to fade an ace or king.
Karo,
Two
bu ne de?
cards to come.
Karo.
Abi da spać.
Dure pop karo ay.
Aj pop kala.
So James, potential to lose our first player within, well, less than an orbit.
Karo.
Well, that makes things interesting.
Devetka, Karo.
Those diamonds now live. Bar across the queen of diamonds.
A ne.
Sinek 3.
Ne vrat vikame.
Vikame zone.
Sinek 3.
Safe river.
Igrak malo.
Kolev the first out, Henry. and-
Čajče, majče.
Well, Keza, a little misstep perhaps with the jack 10 offsuit, but gets it back with interest the very next hand.
Vrat je na...
Aj, ljubio.
Čajče, majče.
Right.
Keza goes for it. Tries to finish off our man. Pops up to 160.
Uh-oh.
Stuff like that. Yeah. Calls and Betbayev
Yeah,
all in for
boosted.
10k more. Lovely spot for him, Henry. Jack 10 suited.
Great spot. I don't even know if it's possible for him to lose his hand.
I think there are 3 flops he can lose on Henry. Let's just check the chart.
140 all in.
King, king, deuce, 1 club. Quickly checks through 9 the turn. Well, Betbayev picks up a gut shot draw.
Wow.
Doesn't materialize. The 2 5s will hold at showdown. Duffwire does 5s. Gonna do it. That is the end of Betbayev. Has to flip the hand up because he's all in, Henry.
Yep.
But our man is gone in 8th place. Betbayev, great game, my man. Obviously, keep watching. The action has been furious and curious, to say the least. This is not one for the GTO Wizards. Where are the GTO Wizards? Where are you, GTO Wizards? You're not in North Cyprus.
They're
You
at the
should
main
be.
event.
You should be here. Because this event has been a good one, shall we say.
Yeah,
If you were looking to play a 10k this year, and you weren't here, whoops, is all I can say.
Where's Ludo and Feraldo when you need him?
Yeah, a lot of notable admissions. Just credit even more to the field size, given that there are so many well-known pros not at this event on the eve of the World Series.
Keza with a gut shot won't be going anywhere, and Duthwheeler won't be slowing down.
100.
What is this? What is this? Why this smoke?
What?
I don't.
Oh,
Okay.
ooh.
Effects. Okay.
Wait, what?
Turns the pair. I think it's just the smoke machine going off, that's all. Anyway, Keza turns top pair. Duthwheeler with the nuts, Henry.
Yeah, Keza won't be folding. This is
I mean, Keza could do anything at any moment as well. So, I mean, if he just check ripped it, it wouldn't even surprise me. I mean, it would surprise me, but I'm not ruling it out.
Wow, it's a big bet as well. 450. This could be the end of Keza, you know?
Yep.
Like, he's in that kind of mood.
I will not be pushed around.
Exactly that. Doesn't want to be bullied. Oh boy.
He does make the call, Henry. 1.5
Wow.
in the middle. Keza with less behind. Facing a rip on the river, and it may be Rip Keza. Duffweiler just cannot believe his luck. The way this one's panning out so far. Oh, it's the card that seals his fate. I was going to say the offsuit queen. Well, the only has to be offsuit queen, but a queen would be it, Henry.
That's so sick.
Yeah, that's a little unfair. I mean, this run out has been cruel as anything for Keza. He's made it available, but this river is just, there's no way out.
Does he go for the jugular, James?
Yeah, he's going for it.
the lot?
He's going for it. Well, actually, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he goes for like a half pot sizing, just kind of an export.
Wow, he announces all in.
Yeah. And it's a snap call. The nuts will do it.
Wow.
Keza not to say it well. What am I supposed to do? The 7 queen run out. Keza.
To postavat.
Eliminated in 7th, Henry. Duffweiler. Over a third of the chips in play in his stack. We have our big chip leader at last.
Well.
Удари му се.
Six still remain. Duffweiler. Ace, king of clubs. Pops it up. Queen 9 of diamonds, Henry. This will be a continue. 6 blinds behind. Gonna take a flop against the man who has a super wide range, albeit maybe not quite as wide when you're opening up into a 6 big blind stack. But
wow.
Bye-bye.
GG's.
It's been a great game. Got top pay, got an open ender. You think doesn't get much better than this. Your man's got the nuts with the raw flush draw, Henry.
Wow.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen a raw flush draw whilst doing commentary. A raw flush, pardon me. Could this be the first?
Wow. What the fuck?
Wow.
Pretty good flop.
10 of clubs, Henry, for the rail, for the gallery, for the fans.
What the fuck? What is this flop? I came yesterday the same flop but not action.
Dead on the turn.
Nut clubs for banter.
Nice one.
Unachin out in 6th place. Wow. Duffweiler is just ruthless, Henry. And there we go. 7.4 with the 15.7 in play. We lose one more. Farid and co. Ladder once more. Really, really is the fireman. I don't know.
I hear
People in
you.
the chat.
I hear you just fine.
Okay, well. Yeah, those both are up. Henry's sabotaging us. Very odd. Well, we'll get to that in a moment. We'll see if we can fix that in a moment. But Erkan, in the meanwhile, getting a little out of line. I can hear you fine, so that's something. It's a bit odd, so we'll go with it anyway. But Erkan here has been a little bit too active, perhaps. But this one from the cutoff with his newfound chips is popping it up. Mustafa with a pretty easy jam here, Johnny. Albeit at this stage of the tournament, it's always scary when you rifle them into the middle. There's so much money on the line. That's sub 20 against the wide opening range. This will be an easy one for him, just taking his time.
I believe I saw him on the live stream in the last couple of days. Did he also make a run in the warm-up?
Yeah, second in the warm-up. was a three-way chop in the warm-up, but he did take second place in the end. On what was a crazy final table for those watching. It went a long time. Oh my word. Here we go. Johnny, your compatriot.
Cooler City.
James Romero in the big. Ace King, a little over 10 bigs.
Haven't been too many Americans over here. Yeah, I'm noticing that when I talk.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm hearing you fine. I don't know, people in the chat, what you're hearing. Let me know if you're having trouble hearing Johnny. We'll assume you can for the moment and try and get this fixed. I swear Henry sabotaged something on the way out. But yeah, you're right. Not too many Americans. Quite a long way to come. I mean, Romero though has made the trip. And here we go. Ace King needs to hold for the American to double up. Mustafov though is a master of running good on this feature table, it seems. One queen folded, of course. Erkan popping up queen 8. Do you know much? Do you know Romero at all? I don't want to put you in the camp of you're American, he's American. You must know each other, but wow.
I don't know him personally, but I've obviously heard the name.
Right. Yeah, very accomplished player. Some very high stakes, but he's going to need a little fortune here. Mustafov has outflopped him. King or Jack heading to the turn. And just one of those cards on the river will keep him alive. Otherwise, he will be departing in 5th place. And Mustafov will yet again prove he is the cat with, well, far more than 9 lives.
When you're running good, you're running good.
There we go. You just got to keep playing, right? And there it is. Tap of the table. Romero out in 5th place. A good run, nonetheless. Came into the final table 2nd in chips, albeit very close. But the wrecking beam, I thought it was all-inclusive. We got him good. Every one of those little desserts you've taken from the buffet, the camera's been on you. Okay, interesting. Panetti. We sort of fold King 8 offsuit from the big blind against the raise, but now peels with deuce 4 suited. Pops a gut shot straight draw on this ace 10-3, but something tells me Erkan's going to bet too big for him to really have a chance to continue in. Erkan's not one for the one blind bets. There he goes.
Oh yeah,
400k. Yeah.
He bets a very large size. He only had a 2 SP stacked pot ratio here, so he can't really do much.
Yep. It's tempting. Gut shot to the wheel, backdoor spades, but as Johnny says, isn't that 400k bet? Only has another 1 million behind. Welcome back to the Merit Crystal Cove Hotel, Casino and Spa here in beautiful North Cyprus. This is, of course, the Millions High Roller final table. We're down to 3. And this is how things shape up. Christoph Panetti, the shortest with 26 bigs. Mustafa Erkan just ahead with 28, but it is Tobias Duffweiler leading the way with 43 blinds. And, well, we've lost Johnny. He's off to enjoy his final evening here, but Henry, I'm happy to say, is rejoining me in the commentary booth.
Yeah, I mean, I was listening in, James. What a great job Johnny did. I mean, there's nothing else to say. It just came across really naturally and sounded like you two were having almost too much fun without me, to be honest with you. Not sure how I feel about that, but, you know.
You're irreplaceable, Henry. Don't you worry about that.
And I missed some fun. Some big all-ins. Romero getting unlucky.
Yep. Some knockouts and some doubles. And of course, Farid 2nd in the warm-up, 4th in the high roller, but no further for him. Duffweiler, basically, Henry, I guess, kind of back to where he was when you left, but it doesn't quite tell the full story.
No.
7 million's been up and down. And Erkan just rips it in over the top. I don't know if you managed to catch the hand where Erkan popped it up with ace-4, and Duffweiler ripped it in with king-queen from the big, and Erkan just snapped him off for 20 bigs with ace-4 offsuit. And Duffweiler's face was, well, a picture, shall we say, as the ace-4 held. Erkan, he's playing for keeps. boys and girls.
Beat him to the pot.
They literally just snapped the ace-4, flopped ace-4.
I call.
Easy. Duff Fighter was like, what is going on?
Well, well, well.
Blinds are now 1-2. So Panetti with 20 bigs.
Sub 100 in play, James. Could be over in an orbit.
Really could. So especially style at which these guys have played, should we say?
All in.
All in.
Case in point, Panetti ripping the deuces. Although I'm getting bored with this, Henry. 20 bigs and a big blind ante in play. You know, even Duff Wild, I can't call off a light there. Chip leader.
Yeah, I mean, it's chip leader, but 16 in play. It's really is anyone's game. I know we say that a lot. Everyone's like, oh, you guys just keep repeating yourselves, but it really is. Like,
Facts don't change, Henry.
Yeah, there's no clear winner here. There's no one that's run away with it.
Sorry?
Duff Weiler, sure,
Not
has the chip lead, but
this amount of stacks. No.
that changes in one
To be
hand.
honest, I think I never did.
Okay.
Was he discussing? Did he say, do you want to do a deal there? Is that what he said? Or I missed it.
I missed it too. You were talking again.
All in.
Who knows? Either way, we continue. Duff Wild rip from the small.
So I guess we're going to get a lot of this, James. A lot of opens and then 20 big blind rejams over the top. Chuck in some open jams as well. Ace 10 was an interesting one. I feel like blind v blind for 20 potentially induce, but hey, who wants to ramp up the variance in a 10K?
Exactly. Never play jacks. In the chat says, wait, is this Henry Kilbane?
Wow.
That is Henry Kilbane, the one and only. He's alongside myself, James Dempsey, as we call the action all week here at the Merit. If you were listening before the break, it was Johnny Vibes taking Henry's seat for a little bit, just to say hello. Called a couple of hours of commentary.
All in.
Knows the surname, hey? How's it going, my man?
Duff Violet ripping. Once again, and like Henry says, we will see a lot of this.
Love the Twitch handle. Never play jacks. I mean, there's no right way to play jacks, so why not just never play them?
Some would say you can't avoid tough decisions in life, Henry. You've got to face them head on.
Okay.
Can't hide from your problems. So play them every time you get the jacks.
Oh, trust me, you can. It's called Thailand. You just book a one-way flight and all your problems, you know. I mean, they're still there, but they're just not. You just get to ignore them.
Well,
It's this island called Phuket.
I like that. You can just not grow up. You can hide there. I see a very Turkish-looking name in the Twitch chat telling me that the name is pronounced Erjan.
Erjan.
So,
all right.
apologies, it's Erjan. But thank you for the correction. Always, guys, if you hear myself or Henry mangle a name, we'd much rather know the correct pronunciation. So, thank you for letting me know that. Erjan.
What James meant to say was, if you hear James mangle a name, I'm actually contracted into butchering 69% of all names. It's a really strange clause.
It's not easy, you know, guys. Like I say, I'd always rather know and try and get them right, even though I'll still
100%.
mangle it sometimes. But
Definitely.
I appreciate the corrections.
Yeah, definitely. It's just pure British arrogance, as always, to butcher
Yeah, I mean,
most names.
It is. Most of us just speak one language, and I'm not ashamed to admit that we are ignorant to pronunciations in many a language. Or I am. But my nation as a whole tends to be.
All in.
How long until someone catches...
Always pair against you.
Right? I mean, these hands have all been reasonable, right? We've seen pairs rip it, we've seen ace 10 rip it.
Pocket pair.
But I wonder, you know, you start doing this and monkey see, monkey do. You know, now they see this like, oh, well, he's ripping it, I'm just going to keep ripping it. And maybe that's just the way this match goes. Maybe Erjan's like, well, they're ripping it, must be the right thing to do, I'll start ripping.
Hurricane Higgins saying, James, are you going to see or talk to Jeff Gross at some stage? I hope he does a vlog from Cyprus.
Well, when I was talking to him yesterday, he was telling me that he was going to be in the main event today from the start. He wanted to be in there because there's some loose chippies to be had here in Cyprus, it has to be said. So one can only assume he's in there somewhere,
He's not.
mixing up. Oh, he's not. Oh dear. Sounds like he'll be in from the start tomorrow then.
Sounds like it. Very early bust out for JG.
Well, that's what happens if you get there from the start. You can bust out early, Henry. Be careful what you wish for. Once more, an open rip. Once more, completely reasonable hand to do it with. Panetti. Well, he's not calling Jack 10. Don't quite know what the pause is about.
Just posturing. Skeleton Man saying over in an orbit. I think it'll go on longer than last FT. Skeleton Man, if it goes on longer than the last FT, I will track you down.
Remember, Henry has a very special set of skills.
Yeah.
Very good at tracking down Twitch chat.
Been doing this for a few years, and some people in Twitch chat just need to be tracked down. Normally for a hug, but sometimes for a good old-fashioned shakedown.
All in.
All in.
No, again, another reason, but 20 bigs. It's a big. Ooh. Ooh. Now, the question, Henry. Does Duthweiler want to play a big part in a marginal spot like this, or is he going to edge fold?
This is really close. Like, Erkan's going to be jamming hands that we have crushed. I think like as wide as like King 9. This is grim. This is definitely grim.
I think he's going to fold this, Henry, just because I think he's going to find better spots. As crazy as it sounds, if this was a tough, no disrespect to Erjon and Netty, but like I said, if this was Fedor and Bonomo, then you just have to call and gamble. But I think he's going to be more confident that he can get there another way. And there we go. It does fold.
Disciplined laydown.
But like I say, monkey see, monkey do. I think Erjon maybe normally would try and get some more action with those 8s. Who knows? Tries to rip 20 bigs from the small.
Never play Jack, said I miss Henry. The King's commentary was a lot of fun. It was. It was a good stint. A lot of fun with Dempsey there as well. First thing he did was take me over to the Mike Sexton Championship trophy and said, hey Henry, look whose name's on there. And never played Jack, saying, Henry, how is your PLO cash going? Well, down 7k for the trip, I think. 7-8k.
Yikes.
We'll take it. Could always be worse.
It's like 2 days' pay.
It's like 25% of a Bitcoin at the moment. Is it? No, wait, see, math bad. 20%. Bitcoin's at like 40k.
Blind and blind. We see a flop. Duthweiler's 10 high is best and has backdoors. And there's one of them, but it's the one that might get him in trouble. Panetti makes a pair.
Fun one.
Yeah, let's have a little it's funny looking at these little graphs.
Say it. Hey, Ugly saying you're doing a great job, commentators. Thank you very much. It's amazing to have Johnny Vibes jump in. I got to take a break, have a ganders out on the main floor at the main event, but also listening to Johnny and James.
What a river. Tough fire. A very small and a very coordinated board. Panetti. Wow. Well, this sizing, I guess, Henry, you're going to see quite a lot of the strong 2 pairs as well, right? It's going to block third pot. It's not quite so polarized. Just give up a 9. Dark Angel says you never track them down, Henry. But hey, your life's not over yet, Dark Angel. Trust me.
Plenty
Henry's got a list.
I do.
Take a while to work down it.
Kardeşim. Eyvallah.
Really appreciate that, Erjan. Smacking the microphone.
Yep.
Good for the old eardrums.
Yep, thank you very much, my man. So who's it going to be? Switzerland, Germany,
All in.
Turkey.
Call.
Wow.
Oh, a rip and a call. Erjan with ace queen, miles ahead of Panetti's king 7. Look at this, Henry. Erjan with just 740k back. This is effectively for a spot in the heads-up matchup against Duthweiler.
90k ladder as well.
Ooh, just the $90,000. Is that all, Henry?
That is all, my man. Can ace queen hold? This is all it was going to take. What a flop.
Yeah, I mean, Panetti's reaction says it all. He needed a lot of help here. 3 in a row, though. Here we go. A 6 would do it. Jack no good.
Hadi be oğlum 2.
But he's live. And that's all you could ask for after this flop.
6.
6 and a 6 only.
Jack.
Otherwise, the man who started the day as the chip leader will fall in 3rd place. And that is what's going to happen. Panetti out in 3rd. 177? Or 170 something, Henry. I actually forgotten the price for the moment.
Wow.
Apologies.
Professional.
But Panetti has got it, whatever it is.
Okay.
And now, the heads-up match that the fans wanted. Duthweiler is heads up. 173, there we go. Duthweiler is heads up against Erjan, the fan favourite. And we're going to see a clash of styles here, Henry.
We are indeed. 266k locked up. And yeah, I mean, the wildcard, fan favourite, is in the mix from hand number 1 and heads up for 377k Demps.
And of course, the diamond. Well, guys, you know this by now. It'll take us a moment or two to set up for the heads-up play. I can tell you the break is only 8 minutes long. So, guys, please don't go too far. We'll be back in a few minutes for this exciting climax of the high roller here at the Marriott Cyprus. But Erkan, in the meanwhile, getting a little out of line. I can hear you fine, so that's something. It's a bit odd, so we'll go with it anyway. But Erkan here has been a little bit too active, perhaps, but this one from the cutoff with his newfound chips is popping it up. Mustafa with a pretty easy jam here, Johnny. Albeit this stage of the tournament, it's always scary when you rifle them into the middle. There's so much money on the line. That's sub 20 against the wide opening range. This will be an easy one for him, just taking his time.
I believe I saw him on the live stream in the last couple of days. Did he also make a run in the warm-up?
Yeah, second in the warm-up. It was a three-way chop in the warm-up, but he did take second place in the end. On what was a crazy farm table for those watching. It went a long time. Oh my word. Here we go. Johnny, your compatriot.
Cooler City.
James Romero in the big. Ace King, a little over 10 bigs.
Haven't been too many Americans over here. Yeah, I'm noticing that when I talk.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm hearing you fine. I don't know, people in the chat, what you're hearing. Let me know if you're having trouble hearing Johnny. We'll assume you can for the moment and try and get this fixed. I swear Henry sabotaged something on the way out. But yeah, you're right. Not too many Americans. Quite a long way to come. I mean, Romero though has made the trip. And here we go. Ace King needs to hold for the American to double up. Mustafov, though, is a master of running good on this feature table, it seems. One queen folded, of course. Okay, popping up queen 8. Do you know much? Do you know Romero at all? I don't want to put you in the camp of you're American, he's American. You must know each other, but wow.
I don't know him personally, but I've obviously heard the name.
Right. Yeah, very accomplished player. Some very high stakes, but he's going to need a little fortune here. Mustafov has outflopped him. King or Jack heading to the turn. And just one of those cards on the river will keep him alive. Otherwise, he will be departing in 5th place. And Mustafov will yet again prove he is the cat with, well, far more than 9 lives.
When you're running good, you're running good.
There we go. You just got to keep playing, right? And there it is. Tap at the table. Romero out in 5th place. A good run, nonetheless. Came into the final table 2nd in chips, albeit very close. But the wrecking ball that was Duff Violet really upended this match. Not what you would expect in a 10k high roller on the final. But that's the beauty, and that's some mention in the chat here. You know, people saying you go to some smaller games, you might find them tougher, and that's just the nature of poker. The blind doesn't necessarily dictate the level of player. It just takes what the player has in their pocket. I mean, someone in the chat here said, you know, it's quite hard to climb the ladder these days, and it is. And people who got 10 years head start maybe will be further up there. Well,
wow,
here we go.
Instantly called. Instantly called for.
Wow. Yeah.
For 3 million here.
Look at that again. Dufffinder with the 3-bet rip. His face says it all.
And Urkan's face says it all as well. He's like, what? This is a standard spot, right?
Urkan's like, I've got an ace. What did you expect me to do? Fold it? Dufffinder feels a bit sick here.
I think Duthweiler says, perhaps think about it.
Yeah. Oh, 4 and an ace. Dufffinder reduced to backdoors. Jack 10 or running spades. Wow. Johnny, wow. Okay. He's still sweating it, but he's almost home.
And that is going to do it.
Wow, wow, wow. I think we could do some editing at the end of the day and just clip Dufffider's eyebrows. They've been raised a few times.
He's actually doing the accounting now.
It's expensive to sit here. Okay, with the pair in the small. Just decides to rip it, and actually this is quite fun because oh wow, Mustafa, I didn't realize he got down to 2.4. Wow. This is
I think we're gonna see a call here, yeah.
He does call. I like this from Urkan. Flipping again, trying to send Mustafov to the rail in 4th.
Does the run good continue?
Well, this is it. Can he do it again? Calls it off with ace-10 as well he should. Down to just 15 blinds himself. Tied shortest stack. Got to take some gambles sometime. Ace-10 certainly good enough. Blind on blind. And misses, but picks up a cut shot draw. 8-10 or ace.
Fading the ace-10-8 will put him in a very favorable position here.
Oh, there it is. It's the one you want to hit. Just got to fade a 10 for the chop. Okay, looks dejected, but he's won the flips in the right order. Oh, what a needle. What a needle.
Just for some Mediterranean salt on the river.
Wow. Yet another double up on this final table.
And another eyebrow raise.
Day 2 for that kicks off at 6 o'clock local, but you've got a couple of hours of late reg still.
2 premium holdings here.
Here we go. Yeah, a real one. A real one. Mustafov, though. He is the master of all ins.
Dangerous.
I like Mustafov's chances in this one.
See how it goes for him. Will we continue the form of the short stack? They've been winning these all-ins.
I really like the nice touches where they put the all-in button over the player who's actually all in.
It's quite good if you're sat in the room and you know different people sing at home here. You can hear the commentary, you can see what's going on. But if you're sat in the room, all you can see is that King Deuce Deuce is a safe-looking board. I can say here, you know what's going on.
We're going to see a Broadway card on the turn.
All right. Broadway guarantee.
No.
Oh.
Luck may be turning for Mustafa.
Yeah. Panetti all of a sudden would be sitting on a decent stack, 4.7 million chips in the pot if he can fade that ace or jack on the end. He does just that. The short stack perseveres once more here. The high roll-up final table. Come on. Looks like this poor floorman's going to get his shoes rehealed. Over here counting these all-ins in all spots, but I think this hand might be a little bit too strong for him to fold. He knows Mustafov is going to be shoving a pretty correct range.
I think
Mustafov.
almost 10 big blinds or 11.
This is right on the cutoff here. This is right on the border.
I say, you know, if this was a super stack final, I think there'd be no way he's folding. I think the only reason maybe he's thinking about folding is perhaps the others involved, but I think he's going to make this call, if I'm honest. Welcome back to the Merit Crystal Cove Hotel, Casino and Spa here in beautiful North Cyprus. It is the $10,000 high roller final table. And Henry, we are down to the final two. It's the GTO versus the wild card, Mustafa Özcan. Tobias Duffweiler, just one blind behind him. We're starting off very even.
Very even indeed.
Clash of styles. Who's going to get it done? Duffweiler or Özcan? Let us know in the chat.
Deeper heads-up match than I expected, to be honest with you. I thought we may have a bit of four-handed, three-handed play for a while, get shallow. But for me personally, perfect way to end this. Equal stacks. May the best man win. 112k heads-up match. Boys and girls, live poker is back.
Yeah, the difference is 6 figures. And, of course, the diamond. There it is, Henry, middle of the table. Beautiful trophy. Once the money's gone, you've still got that thing. They can never take it away.
Lucky.
Well, you guys know this by now. Heads up. We just pull the ante out of play. There's no need. There's enough investment. Enough
You're right, mate.
Incentive. There we go. There's the word. I found it.
All over the place.
I am all over the place, Henry.
All over the gaff. 3 days in. And then obviously after this, boys and girls, 3 days of main event coverage.
Yeah.
Our first and only Millions winner will be crowned on Monday of 2021.
Yeah, been a while.
So you mentioned, James, Clash of Styles. Do you think that means that Duffweiler will be taking the lower variance round, just trying to see as many flops as possible, whereas Özcan maybe be taking the more aggressive route on the button?
Yeah, I'm not even necessarily sure that Özcan will go crazy pre-flop. But we're going to see Duffweiler, really try and make as many decisions as possible. I think, no disservice to Özcan, but Duffweiler, you've got to say, is the more experienced player.
First hand. A little raise.
I think he's put in less than 400. I think he's put 350 in, so he needs to put 400 in.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. So he's actually check min raised. Here we go. You're going to see some funky things. And what Duffweiler, 9-6.
Was he trying? Okay.
I think he was trying to make it.
Was he trying
350.
to call?
No, I think he meant to raise. I mean, a 200 would be easy, two chips to call. I think he meant to raise, but raised too little. Anyway, point is, Özcan, he's
mixing it up.
He's mixing it up. I think Duffweiler, if you extrapolate this and made it as deep as possible, he'd want to play that way. So much like we saw 3- and 4-handed, or 4-handed especially, there were some spots where Duffweiler passed up and kept the pot small where he may have gone the other way. I would imagine he'll continue doing the same in an effort to get his hands on that and the additional 100k plus that comes with it.
What a fantastic event. Honestly, one of my favorites in recent times. I know obviously we've been covering everything from, small events on Party Poker 25Ks on Party Poker. This has been not only a huge success in terms of the amount of entrants, but a great mixture of players.
Yeah.
In this one.
Yeah, we've been we covered a lot of this sort of buy-in lately, Henry, but those online ones, they generate some very tough fields.
It's different.
This has been a little different, yeah.
Yeah, you get the emotions. We've had plenty of those over the last couple of days. Had a satellite winner into the 2K, then turned that 2K into over 200K and a trophy. Great start to the festival, and well, it ain't over yet, boys and girls.
Yeah, it's worth noticing. I'm sort of singing Duff Weiler's praises here, but on the live felt, I mean, he's come close before. He came 66th in the main event at the World Series of Poker in 2019, the last main event there was, but also came 8th at the Millions Vegas that same trip. Those two scores a little over 100K. He got a 4th place here back in 2019 in the 5K main event for a little over 100K. But this is his largest career cash as well. And in fact, if he were to win, would double his career earnings. So, albeit very competent, not the most experienced in the live arena himself. So, whoever wins here is going to be very, very happy. Goes without saying.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, high stakes cash game grinder online, and you see that quite a lot. You get these guys show up to these high rollers, you look at the Hendon mobs, you're like, oh, who's this guy? And normally hiding behind a screen and a screen name. They're, anonymity is a privilege, but people are going to know his name after this one.
Yeah. Erjon as well smashing his career earnings, according to the Hendon mob. All his cashes having come in this very venue.
So Erjon going to defend the queen tray. Heads up to a flop. Slightly larger opening size here from Duffweiler, 2.5x.
Henry, maybe as simple as raise a bit big with the really good hands.
Sometimes, James, it is that simple.
Carball saying, good to see the countdown during the break. Yes, I agree. Obviously, you guys are used to doing the online ones. We always have a countdown, and it's nice to have the countdown on screen. I agree with you, especially, I know some of you come and go, you're not watching all the time. We told you it's going to be 8 minutes, but if you can see a countdown, especially in the longer breaks, when we have dinner breaks and whatnot, it's much easier. I don't want you guys just sitting there watching the screen, hoping it's about to burst into life. I'd rather you know exactly how long to wait.
Yeah, and also I don't blame you guys for sometimes muting us.
I do.
Could get a bit too much, and if you don't hear us saying 8 minutes,
you can turn the screen off. Just don't turn the speakers off. All right. Duffweiler has the best of it. He's betting. May get called here from Arcan. He may. See, he shouldn't. He may.
each to their own. I like your music, dude. Saying you care about the trophy. They could give me a toothpick as a trophy and I wouldn't care. It's all about the payout. Not for everyone, my man. As James mentioned, the trophies go on the mantelpiece, normally at the parents' house. Not that I'm talking from experience.
Yeah, I can't say I agree with that. I mean, here we go, does cool. The overriding desire is the money, sure, but trust me, the trophy is a nice little addition.
J-ball, corner pocket.
Yeah, unneeded. We'll take it. And now deciding, I think against Erjon, what we've seen today, you've got to try and get a bit of value here. Just a small bet, Henry. 400k, 500k. It's going quite a lot bigger.
Jean is a man of posturing.
Dark Angel says, looks like Vegas is on for me at the end of November. Well, there you go, Henry. Your special set of skills. Vegas.
Sorry.
Track him down.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, but this person's on the list.
this person is on the list, but I don't know.
Guys, it is about trophies. A little bit. Trust me.
Yeah, 100%.
They look nice.
To have something to show for your efforts and
Money comes and goes.
dedication. Oh, trust me. I know that all too well.
Cool.
It's been the swingiest 18 months of my career. Been pretty insane, to be fair.
Yeah, you've had some wild times.
Yeah, a little 750k swing. Good times and bad times.
700 raise.
Rajon limping the button. Dive Filer popping it up with King 9 from the big.
Oh, go on. Go on, big man.
Here we go, the limp raise. This boy has got the moves.
E-race.
Rear raise.
Re-raise declared. It's a very small one. Oh, it's 2 million, pardon me. Dive Filer.
Interesting hand to do it with. It
Yeah.
kind of feels like a hand you'd want to just knuckle back, play post.
I mean, it goes exactly against what I was saying that I thought might happen.
Yeah.
I thought you might just not look to swell those pots with hands like that. Like, sure, if you've got King Jack suit in the big blind, raise it up because it's a good hand, play a big pot, but with that, I'm not sure.
Big blind.
Yeah. Just go to man saying, Henry and James, any advice moving from tournaments to cash games? Broad question, so broad answer. Just overall, just things that I would spend a lot of time studying 100 big blind ranges. That would be my main priority, just focusing on fundamentals, being very aware of rake as well. Yeah, I mean, other than that, cash games are very, very tough online. Any reasonable stakes anyway, so it does require a ton of effort away from the felt. A lot of dedication into studying and reviewing hands. I would always recommend having a circle of people around you that are playing similar stakes. A couple of people that are better than you, a couple of people that are weaker than you. Just so you can get different perspectives, get feedback. Feedback is so important as a cash game player as well, in my opinion.
I would say you can kind of stop doing your coin flip practice and start practicing hitting sets. Would be my most strong advice, Henry. You know,
Hitting sets is...
I assume you all sit there in your spare time practicing your flips, because if you're not, well, what are you doing?
yeah, making sets is
Hitting sets.
very good skill.
I'd say the biggest, again, like Henry will echo exactly what Henry's just said there, but yeah, the biggest thing I think, single thing to focus on would be your bet sizing, because you're going to be in so many more complex spots and you're playing so much deeper. Like Henry says, you're 100 bigs, ranges change, but also just, you've got a lot more options in cash games, so how much to bet, different spots.
Oh yeah, one more. Check folding rivers is okay. I know it's painful, but folding rivers is allowed. No one's going to think any less of you. They just, they always have it. And when they don't have it, you normally end up folding anyway.
You always have it.
So Arjon with the C-bet. Wheeler sticking around with ace high.
I've heard the brother asking how old is Arjon. No idea, I'm afraid.
Looks
And
good,
he's
regardless of his age.
asking where we're playing. Is it Nicosia? No, we're up on the coast in Crystal Cove. Okay.
Interesting river spot for Duff Wheeler. Ace high going to be good a lot of the time. Don't hate blocking because it just gets really grim. Like check calling anything over half pot feels a bit. I think blocking's fine, like, yeah, like quarter pot.
Erjon. Henry. Oh, yes. Ergy. Yes. Pops us up to a milli. Oh, this man. How can you not love him, Henry? Violet.
Maybe check calling was the line.
I mean, is this how we saw this match going? Violet, yeah. I mean, these little block bets, like Henry says, and this man just puts it on you, raising it up.
He looks so calm as well. Oh, well done.
Well done.
Well done.
We had a little smile.
All right. 2-1 Tripoli, Duff Wheeler with the needle. Nice try. Nice try announced. Nice try announced.
Yes, Lemon is very popular for cash games. You should take a trip here. A lot of games. As I was saying when Johnny was in here earlier, we'll be discussing the smallest game in the room in there is 510, and there are so many tables. But, of course, that is during this big festival. Imagine you'll find a broader range of buy-ins during well, the regular running of the room, Henry.
Lara Fire saying greetings, casters. Greetings to you as well, Lara, and all of you. 1200 currently on our Twitch channel, plus thousands over on the Merit and Party Poker YouTube channels. Bump on saying, Folder River, how can I make the hero call and feel good about myself? It's all about longevity, my man. Hero calls give you short-term gratification. That small little dopamine rush, but trust me, at the end of a long year of grinding, it's the graph that's going to make you feel good. I say that my graph is I might actually post my graph for the year. It's pretty hysterical.
Mountain range.
I mean, I wish it was a mountain range. It actually did. At the start of the year, I was up heaps. Then I discovered surfing and beaches in Asia, and everything went downhill from there.
Some would say it went uphill. Discovering these things. Stuff by the King Nine offsuit in the big blind. He's going to raise it up again. Last time he raised with this hand, get the hammer dropped on him. This time, though, it goes to plan.
I mean, 2 all-ins and it's all over.
True. Duffalo past the 10 milli mark.
No, he gets the first card, right?
He does indeed.
Rare miss still.
Sorry, excuse me.
It's fine, it's fine. I don't want an 8.
Reflex.
Take better card now.
Reflex.
Higher than 8. I'll look the left one.
Oh, gym tomorrow, James, or golf course?
Yeah, I went out on the break, saw Yoni quickly.
Yep.
Said, golf tomorrow? He was like, yep.
What time?
That's a great question. It's, mate, I'll let Bogdan sort that out, but try and get him out there. So I saw Aikenhead earlier today in the main event. Try and drag him out there, assuming he makes it through today in the main.
All right.
Try and get those boys, drag them up.
What's a fair price for me to charge for caddying?
You can come with a piece of the action.
Is that how it works, yeah?
Oh, you come along, you can have a gamble. There's always, I mean, got 2 nosebleed PLO players playing. There's you know, I'll gamble for a little bit, but there's always they'll always be open to taking some more action if you want it.
I'll come along and caddy. Tag along for the banter.
Yeah, be a nice date.
Arjan with the lead, and there we go. 6 high, no good.
Going one way at the moment, Henry. 2-1 lead.
So as a caddy, James, just fill me in quickly. Am I going to be expected to be like, hey, James, I think you should shoot this shot with
yeah.
the 9 iron?
Or I might, you know, maintain those responsibilities to myself. Maybe delegate you as beer caddy. You know, like, Henry, my beer's nearly empty. Crack another one.
I'll take it, mate. That's fine.
That might be able. Make sure the right song's playing for the right shot. I don't want, you know.
Sounds like something I can't
going.
mess up. Yeah. All right, cool.
DJ
cool.
and bottle opener.
You have a buggy last time, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
It's quite a hilly course, quite hot here to be walking around. You want to be in a buggy in this environment. As I say, we have the speaker going, got the beers flowing. It's a good old few hours out there.
Fantastic stuff.
Good way to spend the day.
Jamming season is upon us.
That's 25 bigs. Again, I mean, it completely nullifies what I said. I thought might happen with Duthfiler, that he might try and small ball this one, but maybe a little respect for the fact that Arjan's pretty tricky.
Yeah, Duthweiler going to play a pretty high frequency limping strategy here.
Yeah.
He's got his man down to 25.
25 beepers. This was an amazing event. 157 entries, 10k a pop, meaning first prize 377,000. So far, this is how they have finished. Christoph Panetti, 173k. Feridin Mustafov, well, 124k, second at six-figure cash of the week. James Romero, 93k. And Akov Unushin finished in sixth, good for 74k. We played 100, 200. As you see there, it's 25 blinds, pays around 50 blinds. 2-1 in new money, Henry.
New money. There we go. Knuckles back. The ace tray, and well, he's going to earn himself some more chippies, I assume.
Yeah, Arjan doesn't mess around. Look at that. Bets pot, or more than. This is why I think Tobias not too well to try and keep things small pre, because these are quite big missteps by Arjan. You could achieve the same thing by betting smaller for the most part.
He's got the backdoor straight draw, James. Similar spot.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, the snap check would lead me to block, but then based off of the just like general flow of the game, going slightly bigger, trying to get a tilt call from a 9.
Yeah, we've seen Mustafa make a couple of light calls, shall we say.
And as we noted before, there will be another 4 levels, 2 more hours for the registration.
Shout out once again to Johnny Vibes, keeping James Dempsey company whilst I was scrounging around the place. I thought you'd bring the run good for his fellow countryman James Romero, wasn't to beat.
Yeah, so you got Romero out the door. Romero, ace king, the ace queen in the end. Queen on the board. Arjan flops a pair. Duthweiler, king high, no good at the moment. And this looks like it might get to showdown, Henry. We might just see it check all the way through.
Yeah, king high.
Especially with that river.
Nice hand to just see. It may even look this up, you know, depending on sizing. Wouldn't surprise me if he tries keeping him honest here.
One blind, yeah. Wouldn't surprise me either.
Yep. King high, no good.
Oh. Henry. This is all in.
This could be it.
It's a jam, it's a call, and we're flipping for the title.
This could be it.
Snap. 2 9s for Duthweiler. Erjan, ace, jack, need help. Needs to hit. If he doesn't, Duthweiler is your champion. But Henry, if the ace jack hits, we basically switch stacks, and all of a sudden, Erjan, pardon me, will be the big leader in this, the Millions North Cyprus high roller.
This could be it, boys and girls. 5 cards away from winning the 10k high roller trophy and 377k.
Jack on the flop. Mustafa Erjan flops a jack. Duthweiler again. His eyes, his eyebrow, his forehead has been through the ringer today, expressing what he can. And looks like this match will go on. Bar black 9 on the river.
Black 9 needed.
Oh, red card, no good. Erjan with the double, Henry, and like I say, this is what, 6-4 lead now. 3-2. However, which way you want to slice it. You did say this could be 2 hands away the other way for Erjan to win. You know, it was looking like it was all Duthweiler, but
all it takes, win a couple of flips.
It's relatively shallow. Doesn't take much.
You know, sometimes, James, you win 15 flips in 15 different tournaments and you win nothing. Other times, you win 15 flips in one tournament, you walk away with the trophy, and 377k. Poker is a weird old game.
Yeah, if you win 15 flips in a row, you're always going to win a shed load of money.
Especially in a 157 runner field.
Huge turnaround. Erjan now with the chance to win this title.
Tobias just got to stay composed, continue playing his game, keep chipping away like he was. Look, keep chipping away. There's options, the opportunities, sorry, are going to present themselves.
Erjan just rips it up. 900k with Jack 8 offsuit. Duthweiler kicks it into the muck.
Still got 30 bigs. No big blind ante. Plenty of time.
Oh, this is far from concluded either way.
Oh no, there is a big blind ante.
Was there? What happened the other night? Yeah, the graphics suggest so, but yeah, sounds like chips laying on chips in the middle. Let me try and have a look at that. Ultimately, it's the way it used to, but not make too much difference. Look here to see what gets thrown in. Yeah, they are playing with an ante today. Duffweiler popping up. Ace, Jack of hearts. Ojan. 9-5 offsuit. Not going to put another penny in. Now that man has worn his emotions across the upper half of the space. Tobias Duffweiler has seen a lot of things today he probably didn't expect to see. 10k high roll of fun on the table. Blinds are going up, 122.50. They didn't really need them to go up to great action, these two, but up they go nonetheless. All a bit shallower, Henry.
Worth mentioning, by the way, whilst we're still on air, any of you guys tuning in from Cyprus and plan on playing the main event, there's a pretty sweet Lux on Pay Last Longer going on here. All you need to do is wear a Lux on Pay patch. Last one standing, wearing the patch, wins an $1,100 WPT Deep Stacks ticket.
Boom.
Bit of additional value thrown into this. Forgot about that. I saw that earlier on. I was
Extra bean.
Extra 1100 though.
I won't say no to free money.
I do love free money.
Just for wearing a little patch.
Dead easy. Never been paid to wear a patch in my life. Wouldn't sell myself like that.
Ooh.
But you guys can.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Henry.
Oh, wow.
I think.
All in.
Oh, well.
Well, it's all and a snap. It's
Wow.
9s v 8s. Duffweiler, wow, his face says it all once more. He just lost all in with 9s, and now he's run into 9s with 2 8s. Is this his race run, Ojan?
Wow.
A huge favourite to be your high roller champion here. A thumbs up around the room. It's not over yet, but he likes his chance. Tobias, look at that face. One board away from glory. 10-10-5. 2 outs. 2 cards to come. He's undoing the mic. He's trying, Henry. He's trying to go for the max equity.
Yeah, pretty frustrated.
7. Well, 3 across, wrong one. Let's try again.
2 outs once to stay alive.
The rest of the deck bring Ojan the glory, and that's what's happened. King on the end. A nice embrace between the final two, Henry, and you can hear the round of applause around the room. Just goes to show Mustafa Ojan, a very popular winner in this room. One of the locals gets it done. Your 10k high roller champion.
Well, well, well, James. There it is. 2021 $1,000,000 Cyprus. Champ, smiles all round.
Teşekkürler. Sağ olun. Bir su içebilirim.
Well,
what a fun final table that was.
Henry, he didn't do it the boring way. The man got involved in the action. Confirmation, Tobias Duffweiler picking up $265,995 for that second place finish. But it is Mustafa Ojan picking up $377,115. And well, Henry, I don't think Tobias Duffweiler is going to have pocket 9s on his Christmas card list anymore. Lost a flip with him, ran into him in the end, but hey, a second place finish on this 10k high roller fun table, not to be sniffed at.
Definitely not to be sniffed at. It was a bit of a topsy-turvy, 4-handed, 5-handed for him. Always, yeah, tough to not close it out and come second, but still, best career cash to date, and I'm sure we'll be seeing more of the young German superstar on our screens in the near future.
Yeah, and well, you'll be seeing more of us, but not for a couple of days, Henry. We're going dark for
got a bit of golfing.
Got a bit of golf. We got a bit of boating to do over Thursday, Friday, but we'll be back on Saturday for the main event, and there'll be 3 days straight for that. Saturday, Sunday, Monday as we crown our champion of Millions.
Sounds like we may be sunburnt or hungover, or maybe both. Who knows?
Yeah, there's our man. There's our man with the trophy.
Love to see it.
All right, guys, I want to say thank you all for tuning in over the last 3 days, and we will see you on Saturday.
Saturday it is, boys and girls.
All
Take
right.
it easy.